It is the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, April 1st, 2025, and we are coming to you live. Good morning. How is everybody doing today?
Good.
Not going to lie, this guy's a little sleepy today.
Yeah?
Went
Stay
to bed
up
early.
late or
No. Went to bed early, just not feeling it today.
Just wanted to sleep more.
Didn't want to get, it's so cold in my bedroom that I just want to stay in the blankets. Be there.
And we can, we've said for years, we can run the cord up there and just stick the microphone.
It would not be a very successful show. I can assure you of that.
I'm just saying it can be done.
Yeah.
If need be.
I know you're going to find this hard to believe. Did fall asleep on the air mid-broadcast one time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was in Las Vegas. We had pulled an all-nighter, not to be cool, for flying reasons. We had pulled an all-nighter and then had to broadcast live from the Little White Wedding Chapel.
Oh, yeah.
Where somebody got married the next day. And during the wedding ceremony, I was live and sitting in the bleachers there in the pews and fell asleep during the broadcast. Like you actually heard me go while we were doing the show. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Joe slept under the table at Radio Row.
That's very true.
Joe
Not the first Radio Row I've slept at.
Yes, that's
twice.
right. Joe knows how to maximize time and space.
Yeah.
Joe sees an opportunity to shut it down for a few. He shuts it down.
That's right.
And I
40
appreciate
winks.
that. Yeah, you being a little guy as opposed to me being a giant guy, it's easier for you to crawl into spaces to sleep. I have no problem just powering down, just shutting the power button off and going to sleep right where I sit.
Yeah.
So I also take advantage of that.
I think when I was younger and I was doing mornings, I did try and do like the, I'll just stay up. And like one time, and I went, yeah, I'm never doing that. And my friends would be like, come on. I go, yeah, okay, get up at 3:30. I go, as long as you guys are all up at 3:30, I'll stay out.
Yeah, David Wells was the worst. When he was playing for the Yankees here and he was here for spring training, he'd be like, bro, just come on for an hour. Just come on for an hour. And I go, all right, early hour. I'll be there from 9 to 10. Next thing you know, I'm driving straight to work.
Yeah.
Just can't see. My eyes are just about ready to explode. I'm trying to, between commercials, I'm trying to sneak into a production room and take little naps.
And there are, maybe some jobs that you can do that you can get away with doing that. But, being on air is a difficult one for sure. Or if you're operating heavy machinery.
I don't know what's worse. I don't know. We have a good relationship in here. You can come in, Galvin, and be like, I'm having a bad day today. And I'd be like, all right, let's leave Galvin while he's having a bad day. I've worked in situations where you couldn't do that before. You weren't allowed to have bad days. You weren't allowed to be in a bad mood. You weren't allowed to wear hats. It was a strict environment. And
hats.
Oh, dude.
That's
Joe.
ridiculous.
Right, Joe? Right?
That's unacceptable.
And imagine like when Amanda and I were dating, and you know how you get in those fights when you're dating that are like they're the end of the world fights, they're like, we're breaking up. This is it. Imagine having to take that and then come into the studio and compartmentalize all of that anger and frustration and be like, no, I'm in a great mood. Yeah, no, everything is cool. Like now I'll just come on the air and be like, I hate everybody.
It's funny because I didn't know you that well because we just started working together and you just had Joey. You guys just had Joey, so there was a lot of, sleepless nights and this
First
and that.
Baby.
And you would come in, and I'd just see on his face that he was grumpy bear, and I'd just be like, all right, well, let's see how this goes.
Glad I moved down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I'm going through these things for the first time as a younger man, having a child and having to deal with doing a morning show. And my wife, I have to give her all the credit in the world. I won't say this to her face, but she was great. She did mostly everything, but it's hard laying next to somebody who's getting up every 3 hours to feed a baby, and you're like, "My God, I'm good. I'm just sleep right through it."
And you wanted to have another child.
Oh, I would have had 10 more kids.
Yeah,
but I am.
But now you want like a little baby now.
Yes. Well, the only reason I don't want a baby now, and not because I can't handle the baby now, is because I don't want to be dead when that baby's 12. You know what I mean? So, but I would have another baby. I can handle that now. Because my lifestyle is much different now than it was back then. I'm not doing it. I'm not leaving the house now.
Joey, walk the dogs and get the baby.
Okay.
Yep.
No problem.
While you're walking the dogs, burp the baby. Just carry the baby
Don't
with you.
let Joe.
I've got a
hold your
plan.
Baby.
I have
got a
some
plan.
experience.
Yeah. Joe has a child, successfully raised child.
Yeah. Not in prison.
Carmen, I'll tell you what really got me was Sam's baby.
Oh yeah.
Because I got to hold that little baby, and I wanted to take it home with me.
So what Is there something wrong with me? Because I don't like babies at all.
You were born without the empathy trait.
No, but I do have empathy.
Mike,
I definitely have empathy.
You are the worst about empathy.
Me?
Yes. You're just as bad as Galvin.
Yeah, maybe empathy wasn't the right word.
Yeah.
Because Bobby was yelling at the other day. He goes, "You're the only one that could take making me change my flight, have flying anxiety, and cost me $2,000, and somehow you're the victim."
Yeah.
Zero empathy.
Yeah. All right. Maybe empathy wasn't the right word. I don't know.
But like I see babies and I see people with babies and I just go, no, I don't want that at all. I don't want to hold it. I don't want to talk about your baby. I don't care about your baby. I don't want your baby to die or anything. I mean, there are few things I care less about than your baby.
Sam showed up with her baby to the meeting, and I was talking to her and looking at it, and she said, "Do you want to hold him?" And I went like this. I didn't go, yeah. I go, yeah. I went, oh, can I? That's exactly what I did. I go, can I?
So you're like babies like I am with dogs.
Yeah, I want to pet them all.
Yeah.
Yep. I wanted to take that baby home with me, and now every time that Sam posts a video of her with the baby and I give little heart eyes to every one of them. I love it. Yeah.
Fireballs and heart eyes.
Used to give Sam fireballs. Now I give her heart eyes.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Right.
Big difference.
Come a long way.
Yep. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's like I don't want it now, but I will love when I have grandchildren. Like my brother's about to have a grandchild.
Yeah.
And I will be that baby will be enough to hold me over for a little while. Like the last thing I need in the world is Joey telling me he's having a baby. That would really, really bug me. Actually, the last thing I need in the world is Juliana telling me she's having a baby. That would be really bad. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I had an interesting conversation with my son yesterday that I have not had before. I knew one day it would come, but I didn't know it was. My son got very mad at me that I posted a picture of his toll thing online because right away the comments started, he's spoiled and blah, blah, blah. So he actually said the words to me that I've heard several times from his mother over the years.
Oh, please tell me it was like Johnny Moxon. I don't want your life.
Close. He said, not everything you do in your life has to make it to the radio.
Wow.
I have heard that several times over the years. Why does everything have to go on the radio?
Oh, man. I mean, it took, 18 years to get to that point?
Yeah, and he wasn't a dick about it. He was just like, why? Why did I go on
Yeah.
You're right. My bad. That's your... thank you.
Did you tell him that everyone blamed you anyways?
Yeah, I told him. I said, look, the point of me putting it up there is to show it was my fault, not yours. I didn't think about it, Anyway, the information I got from the listeners yesterday was very helpful.
Yeah.
Once I associated my license plate or my transponder with his license plate, it knocked a huge chunk off it. And then I found out the other thing was, how several people said it was not enforceable.
Yeah.
And we talked about getting the car registered and all that stuff. That's since 2022.
They just started.
Yeah. It was in 2022, and because there is a toll relief credit because of the hurricanes and all that stuff, there was nothing they can really do, and they just ask you to pay it, and then.
So you're saying since 2022 it's not enforceable?
No, since 2022 he hasn't paid.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
that's why it was so expensive.
Okay, so almost 2.5 years,
right? And then mostly of him recently going back and forth for work, so he racked up some points there. But I don't believe it is enforceable because we have not only registered the car since then, but we've sold and bought cars since then. Like we've never had any problem. So I wonder really how enforceable it really is.
Well, when you sold and got the new car, did you transfer the tag?
Yeah.
So the tag is still the tag. So I don't know. But
I mean, we've had to do it every year in September. We have to re-register the car.
Right. But it wasn't shut down.
No.
It was just pay us.
Yeah.
But I don't know how long they do that for. Maybe there's
evidently at least 3 years.
Right.
Yeah.
But their mails will be a certain amount as well.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was, but it didn't seem like they were getting ready to shut
it
down.
It's not jamming you up, yeah.
I'm so glad I opened that letter.
By the way, when he says not everything has to be on the radio, I would say, what do you think is going to pay for the tolls, and what do you think pays for your car and this house and everything that you see around you?
I don't understand, like Danielle from 97X Danielle, whatever it is. she still posts pictures of her and her kids, and she blanks out her kid's face. Like I don't. That's her preference, and I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? But I don't. It's my opinion. It's not a big deal. I've been putting my kids out there since the start, and I'm fine with that. They're fine with that. But I don't want to open them up to our jerk off listeners.
Right.
Not all of you. I'm saying some of you jerk offs, like the ones who have to say something about Carmen every time we put a picture of them. It's not fair to them. So that's why I took it down off of social media. He wasn't really being a dick about it, but it's the first time I ever heard those words from him. Not everything you do in your life is for the radio.
But did you tell him he wasn't the only one? We had several callers
Yeah.
that
He
also
didn't
had
really
kids.
care. He didn't really care about it. I think he didn't appreciate the comments, and that was it.
Oh, I didn't see any of the comments.
Yeah, I read like one or two, and then I just took it down before I got pissed off.
I got you.
That's it. You know what I mean? It wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't a major fight in the Calta household. It was just a little bit of a first time thing that happened. So
A dust up.
a little dust up. Joe.
Dust up.
I said to Amanda, I was like, I'm officially turning this problem over to you. You're the accounts receivable. You're the CFO of this house. It's time for you to handle it. And she had, by the time I came back home, it was already taken care of. It's the right way to do things.
I got to tell you, as much as I dislike babies, I do like talking to people and schmoozing them so that they do what I want them to do.
What does that have to do with babies?
No. I'm saying like
Treating people like a baby?
dislike babies, but I like to work people over where they, do what I want them to do.
I don't see the correlation whatsoever.
I dislike this. I like this.
Okay.
That's the thing I'm
so
saying.
they're not really related.
They're not related.
Yeah.
One thing I don't like, this I do like.
Okay.
That's how that's
Who did you schmooze
related.
over?
So I told you guys, I don't know if I said it on air or not, but my HOA was on auto pay, or at least so I thought. And I have AOL, which I've had forever.
Right.
But I also have a Gmail that I've been using for the past, however many years. So there's some stuff that's just on my AOL because it's been there forever. And they were giving me notifications that I was not paying my HOA dues, and for quite some time, much like the tolls and stuff. And so then they're like, sent me a thing in the mail because it was paperless. Then they were like, hey, maybe we just mail it to this guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, goo, a big thing, whatever. So I called them to talk to them, and I talked to the lady, and I always love saying, whoever the lady is, whatever, Tanya, you sound like you're the person that can help me.
Oh.
That right there puts them on.
That is so corny.
But it works.
Yeah.
It absolutely works. And make it a little joke. This and that. I go, believe it or not, my AOL in 2025 is not working. And she laughed and she goes, I'm surprised it worked up before then, this, that. So back and forth. So she was very nice, sent me a new password, did a whole thing, whatever, got it all taken care of.
Interesting. Tanya, you sound like the person that can help me.
Absolutely. That people.
You look like a Helen.
People, it works though. As cheesy as it is.
Does it? Because if you said it to me, I'd be like, you got the wrong guy.
People like to be noticed and point out that they did something, and then you tell them how great they did and how much they helped you and everything.
While we're on a roll praising people, can I tell you that one of the things that we know has gone away in the years is customer service?
Mm-hmm.
And how we talked about recently places I like, how GoDaddy has great customer service. I would like to add Robinhood to that list.
Oh, yeah?
I was very nervous about my transfers yesterday. I transferred money out transferred money in instead of transferring money out. Then I tried to take that money out, and then I had to wait for I was like, I can't figure out what's going on.
Yeah, because also then do you still get taxed on that money if you take it back out and stuff? And
I don't think so, because there's going to be no profit there. I didn't buy anything. I just transferred the money, But I sent a significant amount of money to my Robinhood's account. I meant to withdraw it, and I hit deposit, and it took a huge chunk of money out of the bank and put it in my Robinhood's. And then I was like, oh, no, wait a second. I made a mistake. So now I have to get all that money back, and I have to wait because there's like a 3 or 4 day waiting period, and I'm in the
you're in limbo.
I'm in limbo, and I've got it's a pretty decent amount of money. It's a couple ice fridges, Carmen.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm sitting here just waiting.
And you're putting that in your Robinhood account?
No, I meant to take it out of my Robinhood account.
You got that much in your Robinhood account?
Oh, my Robinhood account is doing very well. I'll tell you what's really doing good is my Acorns account.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that is, Carmen?
Yes, I have one of those.
My Acorns account, every time I look at it, I'm like, this is fantastic. Like, I forget about it. And then when I look at it, I go, this is great. Acorns, for those of you who don't know, is an app, and it takes roundups from your spending. So if you go to the store and you spend $3.75, it'll round it up to $4. It'll take that quarter and it'll put it in an account. And then it takes all that money and it invests that money for you. And I've been doing it now probably for about 6 years or so.
Just on Starbucks alone, I have to imagine you have so much. I mean, there's so many transactions just on Starbucks alone.
It's true.
How many transactions you have in the last 6 years? I mean, it's outrageous.
Starbucks, the roundups are great. Then I also have like a weekly draw where it just takes money out of the account and puts it in there. And then I have an occasional, hey, I got paid today. Let me throw an extra $500 there. You know what I mean? So, and then I forget about it, and it's all constantly being monitored and invested. So when you decide to take a look at it and see what it is, and you're like, oh man, this is a college tuition and sitting in here, that's where I rest easy for retirement.
I can't wait until you go to withdraw that money and they go, sure, just put in your password, and you go, I don't know.
This guy's got all his passwords.
Yeah.
I got them
in the safe that you can't get in.
I got them digitally and I got them stored. I just do like Ferris Bueller. I write it, tape it under the keyboard.
Every couple of weeks, there's a story about some guy, some cryptocurrency guy,
right,
who can't get into his wallet. It's got like $2 million in it.
That's bought a dump. He's going through every piece.
Yeah, I saw that. That is a really hard thing to do because if you don't have that key,
you can't reset
nothing
it.
else that can do it. Yeah, you can hire the best hackers in the world, and that's
got to be the worst.
But I mean, if you have that kind of money, how do you do something so stupid like that?
I don't know. I won the lottery yesterday.
Yeah, you couldn't get
Congratulations.
Yeah. $2 scratch off.
Oh,
$150.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Nice. That's a nice return.
Yeah. I was very excited.
Interesting.
Somebody's got beer money for the weekend.
Oh, please remind me. I got to give you your birthday present.
Oh, okay.
And Carmen.
When was your birthday?
Oh, shut up.
February. What's
took
today?
a while to come. What do you
Today's
want?
April 1st. So he may not
April
actually
Fool-
be giving it to you.
Fools,
Yeah.
got me. You got me. You got me.
Will anybody try April Fool's jokes on you today?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure something online you'll get fooled.
I will tell you the great one that every April Fool's, my sister-in-law told me this, and I thought it was really good, and she totally got me. She said she was at the grocery store, and she's checking out, and the lady in front of her keeps on looking back at her. And finally, the lady goes, I'm so sorry. I keep looking at you. You look like my daughter who passed away. And she was like, oh, my God, that's terrible and stuff. And she goes, I know it's weird, but would you do me a favor? When I leave, would you just say bye, Mom? She goes, that would really help me out and stuff and everything. And my sister-in-law was like, oh, that's weird. But, all right, fine, whatever. So the lady goes to leave, and she goes, bye. And she goes, bye, Mom. And the lady leaves. And then my sister-in-law goes and does her groceries and stuff. And the guy goes, it's $483. And she goes, I had like $60 worth of stuff here. And she goes, no, your mom said you were paying for her. And I go, are you serious? And she goes, no. April Fool's. You got me. That's a good
story,
one.
yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Bye, Mom.
What would you do if somebody said to say bye, Mom? I'd be like, I'm not.
No way.
No.
No way am I disparaging my mom by calling you Mom. Get out of here.
I can't even call my in-laws Mom and Dad.
Same.
But
Really?
there are other people in my family like they call them Mom and Dad.
Really?
Yeah.
And I love my in-laws.
No, I
to
know.
death.
But did they ever have that conversation with you?
No.
So then you don't just start calling them Mom.
But then the other people that have married into the family, they'll call them Mom and Dad, and I feel like the a-hole
Did
that's
they have?
out.
But did they have a conversation with them?
I don't
Are
know.
you like on the outs? Where they like all you guys can call us
Yeah.
Mom and Dad,
Just not Gio.
you, Gio.
It just all of a sudden started happening one day. I just noticed. I'm like, oh, he calls them Mom and Dad.
I don't call my in-laws anything. They were here yesterday. I sat and talked to them for an hour. I don't ever refer to them as anything. My father-in-law's name is Steve. I never go, hey, Steve, ever.
Yeah.
Ever. There were times where I called him by his last name, like Mr. and Mrs. Now I just go, hey.
I don't know.
They never, like back in the day, you would have that wedding and you would have that conversation. You can call me Dad now. You can call me Mom now. We've never had that weird conversation.
There's never been a conversation, and I would feel so awkward.
Right.
Even though my mother-in-law is a very motherly figure, and
Same.
I love them to death.
My mother-in-law thought that I called her mom one day and told my wife that she got very excited. And I was like, but I didn't. And I still feel weird doing it, even though I know it'd be acceptable.
I definitely could not call my father-in-law dad. But I have dad issues, so maybe that's
true.
Yeah.
I couldn't call my father-in-law dad either, I don't think.
It would be so weird. I think he would think it was weird.
What about daddy?
No. That I might be able to do.
Okay.
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what. Like, I'm thinking in the greatest scenario, what I'd want to call my father-in-law.
So you don't even call them by their names?
No.
Really?
I just refer to them as, hey. Yeah.
Right.
I'm being honest. I don't, it's not, and I have a great relationship with them. Like, I'm not uncomfortable around them or anything.
In your phone, what's it under? What's their name?
Their last name.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
You know, it's so funny. In my phone, it's Jenny's mom, Jenny's dad.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think in my phones, they might be under their grandparent name. My mother-in-law is weird. She wanted to be called Mimi. So she's Mimi, I think, in my phone. And then my father-in-law, my niece couldn't say granddad. She used to call him D-Dad. So he's D-Dad. All the kids call him D-Dad.
Right.
D-Dad and Mimi. He used to want to be called Lance.
Okay.
He said he'd never met a Jew named Lance, so he wanted the kids to call him Lance. So every once in a while, we do call him Lance.
Lance.
Yeah, every once in a while, like my brother will refer to him as who's coming over, Lance and Mimi. Yeah.
But also, my wife does not call my mother mom. She calls her by her first name.
Pete called my mother mom.
Really?
Yeah. Pete and I were much closer than me and my wife.
It's funny. My best friend, I call his mom.
Pete called my mother mom and my father Spider from Goodfellas.
He looks like a spider.
Well, because when my father would call you for like 5 minutes and you didn't call back, he'd call you up and go, Spider, what's the matter? You don't know me anymore? And so now my father's Spider. Yeah. Oh, that's so weird. Everybody's got nicknames.
I'm going to attempt to call my in-laws mom and dad.
No, you're not.
I can't.
That would be so hard after all this time to just be like, what's up, mom?
I'm only thinking about it because we were at a birthday party on Sunday, and I heard my brother-in-law say that.
And you never say to him, how'd you get into the...
No.
How'd you get the pass?
I feel like even that trying to have that conversation would be awkward. I don't know.
My wife calls my dad and his wife by their first names.
Yeah.
My wife does that with no problem.
She don't call your dad dad.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I'm okay with it. It's just weird that that other people.
It's just weird that it never came up and other people are doing it. Or
Right.
maybe I think maybe they did have that conversation
it's just
with
clear
them.
you guys have issues.
Yeah, and I married into that family first before all these other, because my wife's the oldest.
Get it.
So I feel like I set the standard, and these jerk-offs changed it.
Yeah, that might be true. I don't know. I would love for you to just start doing it on Sunday and see if they notice it.
I bet they'd notice immediately.
Really?
My mother-in-law, 100%.
What do you call her? Susan? What's up, Susan?
Yeah, just call her by her name.
Yeah.
The same with my father-in-law. I think they would notice immediately.
And they like you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, as far as I know.
You were like, yeah.
We hang out with them a lot. I enjoy spending time with them. We go on vacation together and stuff.
My father-in-law is pretty deaf. I can call him whatever I wanted, and he wouldn't know the difference.
I mean, they would do anything for us, and vice versa.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting.
Sorry, Mom.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Which mom?
Exactly. You don't know.
You have no idea.
You'll never know.
All right, let's take a break and get this show going this morning. It is Tuesday. That means the Ask the Dom will be here in the 9 o'clock hour. I guarantee you, if you didn't get an April Fool's joke by then, Dom will be the first one to try and deliver one to you. We've got Sporcle when we come back. Carmen will tell you what we have to give away, and we'll do that next. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. I like Rush. Just to listen to them.
Joe loves Rush.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
wrong
big
Rush.
fan.
No.
Wrong Rush.
No.
Oh,
Most
sorry.
boring concert I've ever been to in my life. But
It was pretty boring.
Great band.
It was pretty boring.
Front row boring. We're in the front row. We're like, this is so lame.
Great musicians.
Great sound.
Great songs. Boring.
You didn't go with the right person.
We went with each other.
Exactly. Okay.
Who are you supposed to go to?
Yeah, we're sitting around next to just a bunch of boring people too.
Yeah.
Who are we supposed to go with, Carmen?
I don't know, whoever you're going to put up on your shoulders.
Oh,
Shoulders.
I got to tell
I'm
you.
kidding.
When I got on Galvin's shoulders, he was very surprised.
If you're a couple of guys, and I've seen this before, if you're a couple of guys and you're on each other's shoulders and you're not a couple, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you're a couple now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're front row, you're expected to be that guy, though.
No, this is a Rush concert.
You're setting the pace.
Yeah.
Everybody is standing still and doing this. Just like a buoy in the water, just bobbing a little
But there's also a lot of air drumming and air bassing and air guitaring and stuff. Oh, do you play too? Oh, great. Good for you. Beat it, nerd.
All right, we got stuff to give away that is not Rush. Carmen, what is that stuff?
We do. We have tickets for Busch Gardens Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah.
Rascal Flatts.
Okay.
Dirks Bentley.
Okay.
Stained.
Yep.
Baby Metal.
Yep.
Coheed and Cambria.
Yep.
And Thomas Rhett.
This is a good group of tickets to give away. Unlike like for weeks where you're just like, we have Reggae Rise Up and the Turkey
Avril
Leg
Lavigne.
Festival and Avril Lavigne. Yeah, like this is a good group of things to choose from. All right, let's do it right now with a little bit of Sporcle. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper of Sporcle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. I believe I won yesterday.
That's
Carmen,
correct.
what are we playing today?
All right, today we're going to play 2 songs, 1 band. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 songs. You're going to give me the band, artist, people that sing this, people that do it.
Gotcha.
Okay. First one, Legs Look Great.
Top.
Mike.
Ooh, Judge.
I thought that was Galvin.
Thank you.
Galvin gets the point.
Wow. Totally was.
Roundabout, owner
Yes.
of a lonely heart, Galvin. Heavy metal drummer, Out of Sight. Heavy metal drummer, Out of Sight.
Judas Priest.
Iron Maiden.
Motorhead.
Wilco.
Ugh, that's why we didn't know it.
My Generation, Mike. 7 Nation Army,
White Stripes.
Mike. Buddy Holly,
Weezer.
Mike. Sweet Jane, I'm Waiting for the Man. Sweet Jane,
Velvet
Concrete Blonde.
Underground.
Velvet
Damn
Underground,
it. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Mike. Bloody Well Right, the Logical Song.
Super
Bloody
Sharp.
Yeah, I couldn't get REO Speedwagon out of my head. Damn it.
Mike. Psycho Killer,
The
Life
Talking
During
Heads.
Wartime. Mike. Shout, Everybody
Tears
Wants
for Fears.
to... Galvin. Joy to the World,
Three
Three
Dog
Dog
Night.
Night.
Mike. Refugee,
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Galvin.
It is so aggressive.
Yeah, get it in.
Rosanna,
Toto.
Africa. Galvin. Sunday Bloody Sunday, Mike. Running with the Devil,
Van Halen.
Galvin. Come Sail Away,
Sticks.
Mike. And Pap, we are halfway there.
It's a shootout.
Gio is not on the board whatsoever. Galvin has 6 points, and Michael is your leader. He's winning by 3 with 9.
You're saying Gio hasn't scored a point in 2 days?
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Shocker. All right, 2 songs, 1 band. Your next one. Nope, can't do that one.
Oh, no.
I Want to Be Your Dog, Search and Destroy.
Oh, God.
I Want to Be Your Dog, Search and Destroy.
Iggy Pop. But
The Stooges.
Yeah, there you go. Jesus
Thank you,
Christ.
Galvin.
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it. I could not think of the Stooges. Damn it.
Mike Calta. Spoon Man.
Soundgarden.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was
Wait,
that?
wait, what?
Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yes, I will give that to you. Teenage Riot, Cool Thing.
Fine Young Cannibal.
Teenage Riot, Cool Thing.
G.G. Allen.
Sonic Youth. 1979.
Smashing Pumpkins.
Galvin.
I thought that was 1975.
No.
Oh.
1979. Anarchy in the UK.
Sex Pistols.
Galvin. Black Magic Woman.
Santana.
Uh-oh.
Love My Way. Pretty in Pink. Love My Way. Pretty in Pink. Psychedelic Furs.
Joe got it.
Oh, wow.
Joe's
Point
on the
Joe.
board.
Point
Point Joe.
Well, I just want to make sure Gio is
Didn't
not
get
on.
it. Yeah.
Oh, Carmen
You
said
got
it.
one more than Gio.
Carmen said it before you.
Fight the Power.
Public Enemy.
9-1. Yes, Mike Calta. Bohemian Rhapsody. Mike. Stand. Radio Free of
yeah.
Europe. Galvin. Creep.
Radiohead.
Karma Police. Mike. Beat on the Brat. I want to be sedated.
The Ramones.
Mike. Suck My Kiss.
Red Hot Chili
Under-
Peppers.
Pap Pap.
That was Gio.
Gio gets a
Damn.
point.
Welcome back, Gio.
Thank you.
And Pap Pap. We are on the last three.
Gio is on the board with a single point. Galvin has 10, and Michael is your leader by 5. He's winning with 15.
Oh.
All right. Last three. 2 songs, 1 band. Here we go. Roxanne. Walking
Please.
on the Moon. Galvin. Tom Sawyer.
Rush.
Pap Pap.
That was Galvin.
Oh.
Galvin gets the point. And your last one. Brown Sugar.
Rolling Stones.
Mike.
Whew.
Your final score, Gio with 1 single point on the board, Galvin with 12, and Michael is your triumphant champion today. He won with 16.
What is that? How many in a row is that?
2. That is 3 in a row. Oh,
3 in a row. Thank you. Thank you very much. What are you arguing about? Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good. What is your name?
Steven.
Steven, what are you doing today for a living? Where are you headed?
I'm heading to work. I'm a project manager at Hyatt Surveys in Bradenton.
Oh, man. All right. Well, you got a lot of traffic ahead of you. I'm going to put you on hold. Carmen will grab you during the break, and we'll hook you up with a prize, my man.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that.
Thank you for listening. That is line 3, Carmen. Is everybody ready for the cruise?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got really into cruise mode yesterday. I was talking to Bobby a little bit about after he yelled at me for rearranging his flight and rerouting him and firing up his anxiety again and all that.
You're not picking him up now, right? He's
He's on an Uber
all
now.
on his own.
There's a chance he will not be on the cruise because he has to now go, instead of going from Nashville to Tampa, he has to go from Nashville to Atlanta
Oh,
to
Wow.
He said
You're
if-
the worst.
He said if everything goes perfectly,
oh no!
he'll be on the cruise.
No direct flight.
He's still scheduled to get in Orlando at like 10 a.m.,
Right.
but no direct flight. He has to go to Atlanta first.
It's about 45 minutes probably from the airport to the cruise port.
Yeah, about a half hour. It said.
Man.
Now he has to fly to a different look. He's like, I have anxiety flying, and now I have to fly to a different airport, and then I have to go from that airport. So
And the connection in that airport,
Oh.
Atlanta airport's
Oh.
pretty big.
the biggest airport in the country.
Get there, then get down to Orlando, then get a Uber, then get all the way over to the port.
Figure out where you're going at the port.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen if Bobby's like stuck in Orlando?
I'm gonna tell jokes.
Yeah.
Oh my, that would be even worse. Is if he does make it here, but misses the boat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now he's stuck in Orlando.
Now he's here
Yeah.
for
Oh
no.
my god.
He's in Orlando for no reason
Oh
at
my
all.
God. I can't even think about that.
Oh, man.
This is, you know who I blame. You know whose fault this is?
Oh.
This is Carmen's fault. We were just fine the way things were until she
No,
had to start with the.
we
You take a
weren't.
day off.
I've been
You had to
telling
take
you.
a day off.
If
Oh my
she
God.
didn't say something, Bobby would have been here.
Yeah, I would have.
You
picked him
would
up.
have major career.
I would have picked
Neither
him up
of
at
you.
10. Oh, we
Yeah.
would have been fine.
Yeah,
We would have
neither
been
of you.
fine.
And don't blame me. I've been telling you for 6 months. I've been telling you since this book. I told you this last year. I told you a year ago.
Yeah, I disagree with you. I still disagree with you.
So go ahead and work.
No, it's too late now. Everybody else took off. Everybody else
you can't do a show? You're not good enough to do a show by yourself?
Nope.
I know when I talked to Diane on Saturday, she was very happy that you changed your plans.
Yeah.
And that the voice of reason, Carmen, was able to get through to you. Because Diane, who goes to the port all the time, said, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Literally.
Diane, who has the I can just walk onto any ship pass, still thinks it would take too long.
Last year, I did one of the document parties, and I had to beg Diane to text Mike. Can you please text Mike and tell him that we can't work Thursday? Like, it's not possible. And she's like, you guys aren't working Thursday. I was like, can you tell that to Mike? Because he has it set in stone that we're working. She's like, no. I got this.
When I told her that Bobby was now flying into Orlando, she goes, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
She was so relieved that was had been changed.
All right. Well, we have no excuses now. It should be good.
By the way, I don't know whether this is good news or bad news. Atlanta Airport, not the biggest airport.
Busy.
The busiest airport, which makes it worse trying to get from one flight to another.
Small airport, extra busy.
Yeah.
That does not help.
I mean, it is still really big, but they do have all the little walking bays. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many, and there's so many people. It's still faster just to walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do we know the window of when he switches planes?
His layover?
I don't know. I don't need to know all this added pressure.
Oh, man. If it's like 20 minutes.
It weighs too hard on me.
Oh, my God. You suck.
I mean, you said
I can't have the pressure of Bobby's travel on me.
You didn't just say they'd hold the boat.
Can we place bets on whether Bobby makes it or not?
Oh, man. I don't know what I want to take.
He makes it.
I need more info.
He makes it.
We do. We need all the info. I'll see if I can get the itinerary from Bobby.
And what time he lands and all that other stuff.
What time he has to, and I'll talk to Diane, find out what time he actually has to be there.
Yeah.
Like last second, what time can he still get before they pull the bridge up?
It's going to be like when Galvin posts all the stats for the bets.
9 out of 10 times. 6 out of the last 6.
I think he'll be just fine.
All right.
Not worried about it. Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, sad for teacher. Can you hear that? And Kid Rock in the house.
Oh, boy.
Man.
All right, Galvin has your news. We'll take a quick break and come back and dive right into that next. Ask the Dom joins us in the 9 o'clock hour to take your legal calls. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Remember, reach out and touch someone. Remember that commercial?
Yeah.
If you'd like to give us a call, dial it up.
You know what I remember? It's so funny how technology just goes so fast and different things change and stuff. Remember all the 1010 220 and all that stuff and like calling cards and everything else. It's wild how stuff just changes so fast.
Free nights and weekends.
Yeah. Roaming, dude. I'm roaming right now. I can't.
Free nights and weekends was the best. You had a cell phone and you were getting charged by the minute, but after 7 o'clock, it was from, oh my God, that was great. That's how you knew that was coming eventually.
And you just try to call people. Like I wouldn't have to make a call, but I just would start making phone calls.
Yeah, I got a cell phone now. I got to use this thing. Yep.
You know, what's so funny too is now it's like, no, everything's free. It doesn't matter if you go into another country. Just let us know. That's free. That's totally fine. What we'll do though is we'll charge them $8,000 for the phone. It used to be you get the phone and you do the thing and you got to pay. Now we just charge you up front for the phone.
I really prepared for Japan. When I went to Japan, I bought a wireless router and a whole bunch of things with me because I'd read all these things I didn't know. And then I called the bank and I said, hey, I'm going to Japan. I need to take some money with me. And then I called American Express and I said, hey, I just want to let you know I'm going to Japan. And they said, okay, have a good time. And I said, well, I'm just letting you know. And they go, sir, we're American Express. We're taking around the world. I was like, all right, just telling you.
Yeah,
giving you a heads up.
When I tried to set my phone up to go to Germany, they're like, yeah, it's going to be like $12, and they didn't care.
Yeah, it was great.
But also American Express. Yes, sir. We bought your tickets for you.
Yeah.
You bought them on our card. We know where you're going.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
You want to see something funny real quick?
Sure.
I don't know if you've looked at it yet, but if you go to our Instagram page at the Mike Calta Show on Instagram, at the Mike Calta Show, two things I want to point out. One is in the stories, a kid that works, Carmen, you said that I think he was talking to you this weekend. A kid that works in promotions made a 5K logo for us.
Yeah.
Two Bears 5K. I love it. It's me dressed up as a little fat teddy bear. And then on the picture section in the library, I found a picture of me and Reba McEntire. It is probably one of my fattest pictures.
It makes you realize how much weight you've lost.
Yeah. It is one of my fattest pictures, and I'm so fat that I look like I have buck teeth. Like it's pushing my teeth out the front, right? Don't I look like I'm storing nuts for the winter in my mouth?
Yeah, something's going on.
Yeah. I found that. I was like, I got to put this up there.
Yeah, that's wild.
It almost looks like AI.
It's not.
Generated.
And it's a very young Mike Calta.
Yeah,
I had to be like in my 30s.
Also, face so full of fat that not really butthole eyes.
No, yeah. It's pre-butthole eyes.
They're filled in.
Yeah.
Filled in with fat.
It's on there if you want to see it.
Also interesting about that, Reba McEntire looks exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
At all. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mike. Good morning, Galvin. I checked store again. Have you had a chance to see if we can get anything bigger than 2X?
Yes, I don't know what the. I'm sorry. I will have a definitive answer for you by the end of the show. But you can. They go all the way up to 5X. But I can't figure out what the problem is there. I will get with my guy here in a minute, and I will let everybody know in a little bit.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, good morning, you guys. Hey, I know it's kind of random, but Galvin, dude, you put me on that show day 0, bro. I've been watching for like the last 7 hours.
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
I told you about it. No, I told you about it.
It was me.
Yeah,
yes.
It was me.
It was great.
First of all, it's 0 day, and Galvin didn't even watch it yet.
I totally watched it.
What's going on it?
Great show. Love you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I watched the first 3 episodes.
All right.
Yeah.
What happened?
I watched it before you.
Okay.
It's Robert De Niro is a retired president.
Okay.
And there is a situation where like all the electronics, everything's all shut down and all this stuff. Yeah. And then they put him in charge. He's like the czar. And then people are freaking out and stuff. And everybody goes, people, calm down.
Yeah,
and becomes very presidential again. And some lady that wants to write his memoir.
Yes.
Yeah, in your face.
It's a good movie. It's a good show.
I do remember Galvin mentioned it first.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, shut up, all of you.
Yeah.
The other thing I heard yesterday was another person recommended The Pit to me.
That's really good.
I don't like hospital dramas, but everybody's saying this is such a great show.
Then you wouldn't like it
I
because
might,
it is
though.
literally all in the hospital.
Yeah,
and it's
but
in real time. So
everybody's saying they like it.
Each episode is like a different hour. Of doing the stuff. And it's things that happen, and there's like
there's a football.
Well, I don't want to say because it will give something away. A couple other shows. American Primeval, almost done with. That's 6 episodes. That's really good.
Yeah.
It is brutal, and I mean, you think, oh yeah, it'd be cool to live in the West. No, it wouldn't.
Not
it would
if you're
be
a
terrible.
woman.
Yeah, not if you're really anything at all. And then I started watching this other show called Dope Thief.
Yep.
That's on Apple, and it's 2 guys that live in like Philly, and they get DEA jackets and badges and go and rob a bunch of drug dealers and stuff, and then all this stuff and it's like twist and turn. It's really good so far.
Yeah. There's a lot of good TV. Unfortunately, I think it just gets all lost.
It does, man, because there's so many different things, and I got to tell you. You try, because I'll be like with my wife, I'll go, you want to start a new series? And she's like, yeah. And I go, let me see if there's anything. And then what are the best series to watch right now?
But you guys get along and watch the same stuff?
No.
Oh, see, neither do we.
Some.
You and my wife would watch the same shows.
Yeah, there's some stuff that we both enjoy, but there's other stuff. Like she's watching White Lotus. For some reason, I don't want to watch White Lotus.
Yeah.
Everybody says it's really good, but I don't know. Something in my head says don't watch it, so I just don't want to watch it. But also, whenever I Google anything, they come up with all these things, and it's like, yeah, I know Breaking Bad's good. Okay, I mean, it's like, can you tell me what's new that's good?
Yeah.
I tried to watch that adolescent show over the weekend.
So I started watching that.
I didn't like it.
The first episode I thought was good, and then it started going, and I was like, all right, I'm done.
They all have British accents because that's where it takes place,
Yeah.
and I can't understand what the hell they're saying half the time.
Yeah.
It's just I had to bail.
As a man, I had to turn the had to turn the closed caption on so she could understand what they were saying.
Yeah, I didn't know what they're saying. I guess and the one thing is that every episode is just one single continuous shot.
Yeah,
is like the gimmick, but I don't know.
I mean, every time I go to watch something like that, I go, oh yeah, wait, Tombstone. And I just go over to something more reliable.
I want Americans, man. These British TV shows, get out of here. Unless you're doing Game of Thrones, I got nothing for you.
Yeah,
there's no dragons are out.
Yeah, I even tried Peaky Blinders, and I was like,
that's too much.
Yeah, way too much. Yeah, that's oil.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
So today's top story, a customer at a Tampa 7-Eleven was killed Monday night after being shot by an employee. Officers with the Tampa Police Department said they received a call around 6:14 p.m. regarding a disturbance at the business located off of North Nebraska Avenue. Police found a man with a gunshot wound once they arrived at the location. He was taken to the local hospital where he later died from his injuries, according to the police. Investigators believe the shooting may have been a result of a fight between the customer and an employee. Officers were still trying to gather more information.
So we know nothing about this.
Not really, not right now. Or they're not, giving the information right now.
Is there a tougher job than 7-Eleven employee overnight?
You would think that's pretty bad, and I have to imagine that like Uber or taxi driver is pretty bad too.
Yeah, I mean Uber probably has a potential to be fun. Picking up drunk girls and Ybor. Take us home, Uber.
Yeah, I feel like that's what you think.
Yeah,
and then you get two guys that fight and throw up in your car.
That would be terrible. But the penalties for that are so high that you could make some money off of that.
But I also feel like I pick up 3 or 4 girls that are all, you're like, all right, something might happen there. Your annoying loudmouth isn't worth me seeing your boobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've seen the Uber guy our boobs.
Yeah.
It would be so funny if we did.
Yeah. There's a lot of those videos where like, get out of my car. Get the heck out of my car. And they won't get out of the car.
Yeah.
I would drive to a worse neighborhood and then make them get out of the car. I think I have a low tolerance for stupidity, and it'd be too violent if I was an Uber driver. I think that the best, like if I could drive people to and from the airport, I would do that all day.
I'd rather do Uber Eats because there's no people.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but Uber Eats, you got to get out of the car twice.
Yeah.
I don't want to get out.
I mean, man, that's got to be
Hey, you know what?
Hard life.
Okay, but think about it. How many times you want to walk up my driveway to the front door?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
You think you're ready for the 5K?
No. I don't know.
Oh, he's got the picture of the little bear suit on.
Yeah.
He's ready to go.
The 7-Eleven's really bad because if I'm working as a clerk at 7-Eleven and I'm probably the only one there and somebody comes in and they steal something, am I stopping them?
No.
Yeah,
no.
right?
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yo, I'm taking these Twinkies. Be like, all right, pal.
Yeah. Good. Throw me a pack.
Stop.
Yeah.
Well, remember at one point, like stores were firing employees for trying to stop them. So it was just, you didn't know what to do at that point.
Right. They were like, no, that's our policy. Don't get involved. You got involved. You're fired. Get out of here.
But then it's also, you don't get involved. Well, you didn't do your job, so now you're fired.
Is it going to be a violation of 7-Eleven's policy that the employee was carrying a gun?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. And Cox is always trying to tell us not to bring guns in the building when we go over there. And I used to bring a gun to work every day.
Pretty sure that's like a law, though.
It's not.
No, it's
Yeah.
Well, there's
company
a sign.
policy, but that's company policy. That doesn't.
That's a suggestion.
Yeah, but that doesn't supersede the law unless
I'm not going to get in trouble legally. I can get in trouble from Cox.
Right.
And but there's no way that we've had too many people freak out over the years.
Yeah.
I'm not taking any chances. But anyway, I'm not there, so it doesn't matter anymore. But the idea is though, if they tell you not to, like if Cox tells me not to, and then something goes down and I shoot and kill a guy, and they sue Cox is like, hey, we told him.
Yeah,
we had
they're covering themselves.
Yeah, he's gone.
And the thing with this, it says a customer at a thing being shot by an employee. For all we know, the employee could have been the owner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could have been the guy that owns the place, or the owner told him, yeah, here's the gun that we keep here in case something happens.
It's weird that we don't have any more information, like as to why did he try to get robbed the place? Was he drunk? Was he being a moron? Did he threaten the
But it just
worker?
happened last night, so they're investigating. They may not be giving out information.
Yeah.
In the movies, the clerks always have guns.
Yeah.
Or a club.
I got to tell you, one of the best moves, and I've talked about it before, you know those crazy video caught on camera, one of those shows, whatever. It was a guy in a liquor store, and the guy came in to rob him. And the guy puts his hands up like this, and you know how in the liquor store they have all the liquor behind him, and the guy does something like looks down and he just grabs a bottle and goes whack right on his head and knocks the dude out.
Nice.
Yeah. My thing about that though is you gotta make sure you knock him out, because if you hit that dude and he just goes ow, and then, look, shoots you 4 times.
You gotta hit through his head.
Yeah, because otherwise you're in a lot of trouble.
I've had a couple of bottles broken on my head in the day.
Yeah,
it does not hurt like you think it would hurt. It's the after effects where you go, especially if there's alcohol or something in that bottle, you can't tell if you're bleeding or if it's just wet, you know. It's not a comfortable feeling, but it does not, the shock of it is usually gone by the time like you're like, what happened?
Yeah.
What just happened?
But if you do the old smash over the head, slash the throat.
Oh no,
that's
a
move. That's a violation.
What are you, a ninja?
President Donald Trump signed an executive order on Monday targeting ticket scalpers and price gouging tactics on the secondary ticketing marketplace. The order calls for the Federal Trade Commission to increase enforcement of the Bots Act, a 2016 legislation that made it illegal to use bots to cut in line and buy mass amounts of tickets for concerts or sporting events. This is why whenever we're always complaining, like, can you imagine taking a family of 5 to a football game or going to a concert and you have to pay for $500 for decent tickets and stuff?
I sent 4 people to go to see Tyler, the Creator. That probably set me back about $2,000.
Yeah, it's crazy. What that bill was celebrated. That bill was celebrated when it was passed into law. The Bots Act has only been enforced a single time since then. Since 2016, it's only been enforced once. But in a video posted on White House affiliated account on X on Monday, Trump is seen in the Oval Office with Kid Rock.
Oh, Kid Rock has been seen more times in the Oval Office than J.D. Vance.
Who thanks the president for the order. Kid Rock, a longtime Trump supporter, shared in the Post that he had met with Attorney General Pam Bondi to talk about fixing the ticket business. Now, here's my question to everyone.
Okay.
Is Joe has the picture up on Bone TV, and I would like for you guys to look to the picture that I'm sending you. Now, everybody got very upset whenever Zelensky came over here and was not wearing a suit. Now, what do you think of Kid Rock showing up to the White House wearing what he's wearing?
Well, there's a big difference between Zelensky and Kid Rock. Zelensky's asking for billions of dollars of American taxpayer money. Kid Rock is here trying to help the nation, Galvin, trying to help them save
money. And that's
money.
an American suit.
Right, Carmen?
That is a suit. That's a goddamn American suit.
If you're Kid Rock and you're going to the White House and you're going because of this, the ticket scalper thing, whatever, that's a perfect suit. That says, I'm an American rock star and I'm here to help the people.
You know what that says?
Huh?
USA.
USA. USA.
Carmen, get it ready. You're about to fight on the high seas.
Hell yeah. Listen, that suit gets me pumped, man.
Right?
Yeah.
He's got the sunglasses on. He's got a white hat.
Yes.
The suit's red, white, and blue. It's got American flag pockets. It's got like big, I don't know, feathers around it or something. Stars on it.
Yeah, the only thing, because everyone will be like, well, it's not a suit. He's not wearing a tie. If he did like a bolo tie or something just to like
he's Kid Rock. He's gonna have a necklace on.
But
and
I'm just saying that's the only thing missing, really.
Right.
I think it's being ticky tacky.
Do you think you'd feel better if Zelensky wore that?
Well, I was going to say, if Zelensky wore that, I'd be fine with him giving him billions of dollars.
Zelensky comes in the outfit and he's like, "Is this what you want? I'm fine. I wear it. Like, give me money, please."
The sleeves are too long. He looks like a little kid.
My name is Zelensky.
Peter Ducey was in there, and Trump asked him if Biden ever held, press conferences in here, and he goes like this. He goes, "No, I've never seen somebody dressed like they're about to be fired out of a cannon standing in the Oval Office."
That's a great line.
Yeah,
that's a great line.
What the
So now, is he in D.C. now?
Who?
The president? Because
he's in the White House in that picture.
Because Wells just posted a picture of him golfing with him in Mar-a-Lago. That might have been over the weekend.
Probably, yeah. He's in Mar-a-Lago every weekend,
and he's all over the place too.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just didn't know both of them. I saw yesterday, so I didn't know what was what.
When I was in D.C., we were on there on a Sunday, and we were waiting for Marine One to come fly over to the White House
That's
and
pretty
land,
cool.
but we didn't miss the timing.
Also, this was done on Monday. So over the weekend, down to Mar-a-Lago, then Monday back to work.
Yeah,
Got to meet with Kid Rock.
He flies out every Friday.
I'm one person removed away from the president.
Oh yeah, you're a few different people.
Sure, I'm one. Right, I'm one person removed in several different instances.
Right.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Like I see Pam Bondi on the TV. Like I see all these people that I've hung out with in the past before. I mean, Pete Hegseth is the funniest one to me. Pete Hegseth, Pam Bondi, Anna Paulina Luna has been in the garage. She's been here in the studio.
Don Jr.
Don Jr. Yeah, it's so funny. I don't know. When you're a kid, you never think you'd be that close. Now I'm that close.
Right.
And then look at Wells, one step closer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't pitch a perfect game.
The NFL is listening to its fans, its teams, and its players when it comes to the uniforms. On Monday at the annual league meetings, the league informed NFL team owners that their clubs could wear their throwback or alternate jerseys up to 4 times in 17-game regular season. That's up from the previous 3, and it means some of the fan favorite uniform combinations, as well as never before seen combinations, will be seen more regularly across the league. The changes come just months after the league extended its partnership with jersey maker Nike, and a deal that now stretches through 2038.
Oh yeah.
As well as a few years after the league began allowing different helmets for teams as well.
So I like the idea of a throwback. I like it 3 times. I don't need it 4 times. Now we're infringing on the regular season uniform.
Yeah, I think if you do it too much, then it's not
cool.
Not a big deal anymore.
And we only have one alternate jersey.
Yeah, you could go back to the digital
numbers,
which was the worst.
But I do like the different stuff, and maybe you even do different themes or different style. Like I love the color rush. I love those. I think those are cool.
But we don't have one of those.
But you can. I mean, obviously they can do those things, and you see all the time. There's sites that are designated for it where they have the different uniforms and stuff that are really cool.
Do we have a color rush?
Yeah, remember they have the ones that are all gray, like the gray jersey.
Oh,
I guess
yeah.
It's supposed to be pewter, but it's a gray.
Yeah.
I think we've worn them like maybe twice.
All right. Well,
yeah.
I mean, it does make it more interesting.
It's just to sell more jerseys. That's the whole point.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the Steelers have a bunch of different throwbacks.
Yeah,
the Bucks,
we got the Bumblebees.
Yeah, like they have. It's the older teams. They have several throwbacks.
Right.
With the Bucks, just the one.
Yeah, but they could come up with some other stuff or introduce a new one that now would be the throwback for the next few years, whatever.
It's so funny that when the Bucks were the orange, everybody hated it.
Yeah.
They hated it.
It wasn't the orange, it was Bucco Bruce.
Bucco Bruce. So it just the whole thing.
Sapp said it when you get drafted to a team and it's got a big winking pirate on your helmet.
Yeah. And then when they changed
with
to
a feather in his
the
head.
red with the flag, everybody's like, "Oh, this is so awesome!" And now everybody goes back to loving the.
I think
Bucco
they
Bruce.
love the nostalgia of it.
Probably
that the creamsicle colors were great for nostalgia reasons, but that Bucco Bruce with the feather and the wink and all that stuff is pretty rough.
I gotta tell you, I really like the flat helmets, the flat black or the flat, whatever color, where it's not the shiny stuff, whatever. I think Atlanta sometimes has really cool uniforms. The Falcons have cool stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you could do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I get it. It's to sell more jerseys and do that, but that's cool.
Like, I wonder if not for throwbacks, they could create other alternative jerseys.
Yeah. Like,
You know what I mean?
throwbacks will be the second game and the second to last game, and then the middle of the season will be a alternative jersey.
Right. Like Oregon, they change their uniforms like every week.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Because they're Nike.
Also, you could have playoff stuff too.
Yeah.
Different playoff stuff. Carmen, with the Lions have some cool ones. Lions have like some cool color rush stuff, and
I like their all black uniforms with the little pops of blue in it and stuff. But I've always been a fan of all black.
Yeah,
we know.
That's a joke on you.
You're welcome.
Americans spend 138 minutes worrying every day, especially young adults.
Oh,
no way.
That's way low.
That's way high for
way
me.
low.
Way high.
I'm worried all the time.
I don't worry about nothing.
A list of the top things people worry about. What do you think? Some of
Money.
the different stuff. Yeah, of course, finances are the number one thing.
Relationships.
Family stuff. Things you need to do. You're worried about, I got to do this on Tuesday. I got to make sure to health is a big one.
So far, I've checked all these boxes.
And I don't think you get the show, Gio.
Yeah.
Work is the other
100%.
Yeah.
I don't really worry about work. I don't worry about health. I address health situations, but don't really worry
We can
about
tell.
That's a joke on you.
Yes.
them. I hate it here.
Yep.
Oh, we switched lines. Yeah, I'm just not a worrier. I don't-
Oh.
and when I do have something to worry about, like yesterday, I was worried about that Robin Hood thing. Robin Hood, the app, not the.
The guy you're worried about him coming and taking
Coming in,
stuff,
stealing from the rich.
poor? Yeah.
No, that was something I was stressed out about, but I don't really worry a lot. It just gets you nowhere. There's nothing you can do.
No.
Amanda actually said the words to me yesterday. She goes, "I'm going to tell you what you always say," and I go, "What?" And she goes, "You can't worry about something you can't control." And I was like, "All right, shut up." But it's true. You can't. When things are going, there's nothing you could do about it. Then there's no reason for you to worry about stuff.
I always say that I'm very much it'll work out, whatever.
Yeah.
But I also do things to make sure that it works out. But I'm
Right.
not just going,
You're a catalyst in the situation.
I'm not just walking away from a flaming house going, it'll work out, you know?
Okay.
But there has been studies to show that having that mindset will help you like see the good in things, will help good things come to you.
Yeah.
If you're always focusing on the negatives,
Sure.
then more negative things will happen to you because you're just automatically thinking that way. Where if you think, I'm lucky, this is going to work out, I'm going to be fine, usually it will be because that is your mindset.
Carmen, when people tell me that they're not lucky and they always lose at the casino, I go,
Gio?
the casino's not for you.
Yeah.
Because if you go in with that mindset of I always lose or I'm not lucky or this and that, you're going to lose.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I try not to worry, but I can't help it. I don't know.
It's weird though that you do
I
worry
worry
so
about
much.
everything.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that you go to the doctor so much, like they've cleared you, you're good. Right?
Did they clear?
And I really don't mean this to be mean at all.
No.
The funny thing about you going to the doctor and doing all that stuff, all you would have to do is start eating better and working out, and you'd be so much better and wouldn't have to worry about that as much.
Yeah.
But instead, you still eat burgers and don't work out, and then you just go to the doctor all the time.
Yeah, but that's not why I've been going to the doctor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
what is
what are you
what's
trying to
the
tell
reason?
us?
No, I'm not trying to say anything.
you know.
Oh, I mean, I
No.
feel like you
But I
want-
think even your migraines
Oh, maybe.
is nutrition, proper nutrition, and
Diet
working
is a
out. And so,
huge
yeah. It affects
factor.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem you want to tell us about?
No.
You don't want to tell us, or you don't have a problem?
Both.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Well, he did tell us about his migraines last
Mhm.
week when you were out,
Right.
Mike.
Mhm.
So
Do you have a brain tumor?
No.
Are you worried about that?
Always.
See?
I am not saying that I will never get a brain tumor or cancer or any of that stuff. I just can't see worrying about it.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's not gonna
like if they
help.
said, don't drink Diet Coke anymore because that's going to give you a brain tumor, I'd be like, okay, I'm not going to drink it. But I'm not going to sit here wondering if everything I ingest
Did.
is giving me,
Yeah.
You're what about Bob?
I get it. I feel attacked right now.
Oh.
I feel like you want to
is this
come clean
making
on
you
something.
worry?
No, there's nothing. What do you mean?
I feel like there's an underlying medical
Like-
problem that you've been dealing with that you don't want to tell us about.
No.
Okay.
Hmm.
You sure?
No, I don't want to disclose my medical history on the radio.
You don't. You're saying you don't
I
want
do
to.
not. No.
What was your last appointment in regards to?
the last appointment in regards to? I was at a neurologist.
Oh,
Mm.
that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good. I'll tell you this.
And
Ready?
she did
I'll
not say just stop eating burgers.
No.
She didn't.
I'll tell you this. I feel like am having some neurological problems. I thought for a second I was having early onset Parkinson's disease because when I use my left hand and I go to put something down, right as I get here, it starts getting a little shaky. I mean, I just did it that time, but a lot of times I'm feeling that way. And I told my wife, and she goes, "No, you idiot! It's not situational. It's not like when you put your it's like uncontrollable at all times." I said, "Okay, so therefore I'm cured."
Also, if you're consuming high amounts of caffeine, that's gonna.
No, it's
give you
not
the
jitter.
shakes.
It's muscular because I
I
can
was going
feel
to
it
say,
when I
maybe you
turn
just
my
have a
arm.
weak,
Right.
you know.
That's what she goes.
Yeah.
She goes, "You want to fix it? Maybe lift a weight."
Yeah.
Those were her
Oh.
exact words.
If you watch that Michael J. Fox documentary, he just woke up one day and his finger was twitching.
Yeah,
well,
oh,
a
it's
little
so sad.
I was
tingle.
like, "What? Whoa, what's going on?"
Yeah, a
That
little
is so
tingle
sad.
going on.
Yeah.
All the people in Hollywood that are such bad people. Poor
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox
Yeah.
gets stricken.
How about this? Husbands worldwide just got a new excuse for not listening. A study found that men don't hear as well as women do. The average woman has a 2 decibel advantage up to 6 decibels with some frequencies.
Well, I'm telling you, I blame it all on my wife. She can't hear. She can't speak loud enough. And she always tries to blame it on me.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law definitely has my wife gets the low talking from my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is very high pitched but low. And my wife is just, for some reason, she can never understand what I'm saying. She said I mumble and I talk low. And I'm like, listen, my talking is what paid for this house.
I think a big thing with it is people aren't paying attention. So, like, you'll be saying, you say something because it comes to you and you say something and she's maybe on her phone or doing something else. Yeah. So I
pay full attention to me when I'm talking.
And that's what I try to do with my wife is I go, Jenny, Jennifer, hello. Tomorrow we have, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I get the
full attention.
Because otherwise you go, hey, tomorrow we're going to go to this, whatever. And then I look over at her and she's just scrolling on her phone and I go, good talk. I'll see you tomorrow.
I make my wife write everything down.
Yeah.
Because I'm sick of saying, what are we doing this weekend? I'm like, I have something this weekend. I've told you 9 times. Now I just go, it's in the calendar.
My wife refuses to do calendar on her phone.
Oh, well.
And she'll ask
she'll
me
be wrong.
She'll go, when are we going to this, whatever? And I go, if only you had a handheld device that could tell you different dates of things that are happening.
And they make those calendars specifically for couples.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you can, obviously you can set up your Google one. It's just as easy, but they have a couples calendar so you can like set things up and like put it on there and the other person has access to it.
Yeah. Speaking of couples, did you say your wife is going on the cruise or is not going on?
Yes.
She is going?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
All right.
All right. And your pants is going?
Yes.
And Galvin Jenny's going?
Yes, of course.
And me and Bobby are going?
Right.
And Pete going?
Carmen and Chad.
Yeah.
John and Megan.
John and Megan, Johnny B.
Yeah.
And his wife, whose name is what, Galvin?
Johnny B's wife.
Right.
No, that's what I said to her. I go, do you like that that's your new name is Johnny B's wife?
And then Dizzy and his girlfriend. This is quite the couples cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good.
But Dizzy isn't really going with his girlfriend. They're just both going, but they're coupled up.
So you're saying she's available on the cruise?
That is not what I'm saying, but I'm just like, we don't know, like, because he hasn't called in since we've been trying to get a hold of him.
He's
but, like,
ducking us, man.
Yeah.
Are they staying together?
No.
But I mean, like, technically, he wasn't staying with Spanish last year, and he did.
I think
you know
she's
what
staying
I mean?
with Tom.
No.
She's staying with Tom?
No, I think Dizzy's with Tom.
Dizzy's with Tom.
Yeah.
She's staying with a listener.
But that she's friends with, though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I know the listener emailed me last time we talked about this.
Okay.
Maybe
but
Dizzy's
it's not
calling
like
right now.
It's not like she got lumped into the room with the listener.
No,
she's
no.
friends with that person.
Yeah.
That person's going so there.
Mike Calta Show. Good morning. Hello. Oh,
I talked to him a few weeks ago.
Who?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah. Can you say that again, buddy?
Nothing. I was talking to Carmen for a second, and then you clicked in.
Oh, sorry. What do you got?
My name's Bill. I just a few weeks ago I called you, and you were talking about some subject. I brought up the fact that the English United States is the only country that doesn't have an English language, a national language, and then all of a sudden, 3 days later, Trump they put in a bill to make it a national language.
You
like he's listening to your show.
You changed it.
People don't. Yeah, but people don't realize is that this is an immigration law. People don't realize it because from what I've read, you're going to have to be able to speak English to become a national citizen in the United States. Even a citizen test is only going to be available in English now. It won't be available in Spanish, Creole, French, or nothing.
It'll never fly. It's just a symbolic thing. It'll never fly. No one will be required to learn English while they're living here. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hi, my name's Clark.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I was listening to you, and I got a couple points, actually. Y'all had some awesome topics. First is about the positive mindset. That is easily one of the hardest things to try to teach someone. I have 2 stepkids, and the one has such a negative mindset. A big part of it's because of their autism and stuff.
Yeah.
And it is incredibly hard to try to get them to see that there's a lot of positive things around them, and to focus on that, and you'll see it more often.
I will say,
if you buy a new car.
How old are they?
They are 18.
Yeah, I will say that certainly in my younger years, I worried way more than I do now. I think the circumstances are different. Like I was always worried about financial circumstances and things along those lines that I couldn't control, and the future and things like that. It is hard to tell somebody at that age that things will get better.
Yeah, basically the same exact thing, especially because they've had it so rough for so long.
Yeah. Well,
And then the other point about the hearing thing, I was actually born deaf in my left ear. I can't hear at all in my left ear, and yeah, I definitely don't hear near as well as I should.
It's all right. We'll talk louder into the right channel for you, sir.
And,
thank you. I appreciate it.
Very impressive the way he's speaking without
without
having that.
One ear. Sure.
Yeah. That's interesting. Real quick, we were talking about your wife a little bit. Did you bring up the raccoon thing with her about her as a child? Raccoons came into her room.
I said, do you think, Galvin brought up a great point on the show. Do you think your love for raccoons and the one that we have visiting our garbage now that you've named Elliot comes from the fact that you were invaded by what you called baboons when you were little, when a raccoon used to sneak into your room at night? And she said, no, that was very traumatic for me when I was a child. I just think this one's cute. I went, oh, yeah, she doesn't feel that way. It doesn't mean it's not necessarily true.
Yeah, but it's interesting because her being a therapist, whether you would read into something, if that's traumatic, are you trying to overcome that now with the raccoon? You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah. My wife thought she had baboons coming in. She used to try to tell her parents because she was so young that baboons were in her room, and it was because a raccoon was coming in through an old fire chute somewhere into her bedroom when she was little, and it made the newspapers and everything. Young child tries to tell her parents there are baboons in her room.
Wild.
I know. And I looked at her like, what are you, stupid? It's raccoons.
No. How sad is this, and would you do anything if this situation happened to you? A woman in Massachusetts recently ordered DoorDash, and the delivery guy that showed up was her high school science teacher from years ago.
Okay.
He retired in 2013 after 38 years of teaching, but has been doing DoorDashing to help his son with his tuition. He made a big impact on her as a kid. She wound up becoming a physician's assistant. So she surprised him by setting up a GoFundMe and raised over $40,000 for the guy.
I mean, very nice.
Very nice. But could you imagine you open the door and your high school science teacher is delivering your food? Wouldn't you be like, oh, Mr. Thompson?
Yeah. But see, here, I'll be honest with you. I am being completely honest about this. If you are door dashing or Uber eating and all the other stuff, I have a tremendous amount of respect for you, no matter what your situation is. Instead of sitting at home and complaining about stuff, you're working.
Sure, yeah.
Whether you're like we talked about this with Carmen last week on the show, or a couple of weeks ago on the show. If I suddenly lost this job, don't be surprised if I'm door dashing at your. What am I? I mean, if I can't find something in the meantime, I'm not just going to let my bills go. I'm not just going to take care of my family. And certainly, like say that I retire. I'm 53 now. Say that I retire at 60, and I have some money, but I also have a bunch of free time, and I'd like to travel to Italy a little bit. I'm going to pick up a DoorDash and make some money from it. I respect people who do that.
Yeah, I don't think this is this guy's an idiot and we don't respect him. I'm saying
no. Now I will tell you also that I did not really like high school as far as the work goes. The and my teachers and all that. I was in a very college preparatory high school. Wanted me to be in the business world. Wanted me to be a stockbroker or a doctor or something like that. It didn't fit very well for me. But I did have a couple of teachers in there
that were standouts.
I would say are standout. Sure. One or two of them that may have changed the trajectory of what I was going to do based on what I learned from them. And if I saw one of those teachers here and I thought, hey, remember Mr. Smith? He was such a great guy. I'm going to start a GoFundMe for him to help his kid out or whatever. And I think that's a tremendous amount of respect that you had for the teacher and a nice showing of doing something nice for him.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I mean, I would probably feel a little awkward if I was the teacher. I'd feel a little bit like a charity case, but I would think at the end of the day, I would be very thankful that people cared enough about me.
What if you walk inside, open your stuff, and you go, he forgot the fries. Idiot.
Son of a bitch. Yeah. And he was a terrible teacher.
Yeah. What a moron.
Yeah. I had two teachers in my high school and college career that I've had the that I wanted to thank. I had the opportunity to reach out through email and send him an email thanking him for being a great teacher. And another teacher I had while I went at Pasco Hernando Community College, which I guarantee you changed the trajectory of what I was going to do. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I did not want to go. My mother was a nurse. My father was a corrections officer. I did not want to do any of that sort of stuff. I didn't want to be a construction worker. I wanted to do something like this, something creative and something funny. And I wrote a paper and my teacher read the paper. It was you ever have to write a compare and contrast paper where you take two things and you do what do they have in common, what they have. So I wrote it about Fred Flintstone, and we could write about anything we wanted in the world. I wrote about Fred Flintstone and Ralph Cramden from the Honeymooners and how similar they were, and yet how opposite they were.
Right.
One lived in prehistoric times, one lived in the 40s or the 50s, whatever it was. And I just did it on a whim and handed it. And this teacher loved this paper so much that she wrote on the back, "I don't know what you're going to do for a career, but you should consider writing for Letterman or Saturday Night Live."
Wow.
Now, don't get me wrong. The paper wasn't that great. It wasn't like the idea that I stopped and I said to myself, I probably could do something like that, or I should chase that sort of dream. Because somebody has to do it.
Yeah.
Who are the people that get those? And slowly, that sort of encouragement got me to where I am today in radio, because I had the mindset now of somebody has to do it. Why shouldn't it be me?
Yeah.
And then Ted Kamikaze's boring intro on 98 Rock, me listening to it and hearing him and going, if that nerd can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
I pulled into my apartment, walked right into the thing, got a Yellow Pages, and looked up 98 Rock and called him for a job. That's
nice.
Exactly how it happened.
Yeah.
So if you're out there thinking, I hate my job, I don't want to be on a lawn crew, I don't want to, like Everett, who wanted to open up for Louis C.K. and Bobby.
Right.
I laugh at that every day. Everett thought that he was going to get on stage and open up for Louis C.K. and Bobby and blah, blah, blah. Zero chance. 100% chance of getting us to talk about him for 3 days on the radio. 100% chance of now getting on my radar of doing stuff in comedy. Was the smartest thing he ever did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, like, you got to take the shot.
It's funny because you say about listening to the radio and going and applying and doing that. When I was in radio, but I was in a small market and I didn't really know, situation. I listened to the radio growing up, obviously, but then I would go to other places. I would go to New Orleans or I would go to Atlanta and I would hear different jocks on the radio doing stuff. And I would go, yeah, I'm sending my demo to anywhere.
Yeah.
Like I'm sending my demo to number 1, number 2 market, whatever, because I've heard what's in there and stuff, and I'm totally fine with competing with that.
Exactly. You want to know what's the funny thing is that you want to know what my number 1 holdback was in radio, why I didn't leave this market earlier?
Huh.
My goal was to be a morning show producer somewhere for a big show. That's what I wanted to do. So I figured I'd go. I was at the Power Pig at the time. I'd learn everything that I could, and then I would take those skills going. I could not master the reel-to-reel editing.
Oh, really?
And I was like, I can never go to another station and edit on the fly as fast as these guys do. I could never do it. And then, lo and behold, who's using that technology anymore?
I have a hot or not for you guys.
Oh, good.
And it's a local one.
All right.
A 40-year-old woman in St. Petersburg, Florida, has been charged with felony battery after allegedly attacking,
When you hear 40-year-old woman, do you think she's older than you?
Yeah.
You do, right?
Yeah.
I hear 40.
Yeah. After allegedly attacking a male acquaintance with a deadly weapon. That deadly weapon, a large conch shell with barnacles.
Oh.
Investigators charged that Nikki Quarterman was very intoxicated when she got into a verbal domestic-related argument with the 63-year-old victim around 11:30 a.m. on Saturday. Quarterman threw the conch shell at the victim, who suffered a laceration to his hand when he tried to block the incoming shell. She then locked herself in the victim's garage, but was taken into custody where there was a brief struggle. After posting a $15,000 bond, Quarterman was released from the county jail. A judge ordered her to have no contact with the victim. So she is 40 years old. The victim's 63. This is in St. Pete. She decided they got in a little bit of an argument, decided to pick up a big old conch shell with barnacles all over it and throw it at the guy. The guy blocked it. Then she ran and hid in his garage, locked herself in, and fought with police.
It's not her boyfriend. It's just a random guy.
It says that attacking a male acquaintance, it said that they were on and off over the years.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yes, at some point she's dating a 63-year-old guy, and she's 40. Her name is Nikki Quarterman from St. Pete. Mike Calta, hot or not?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, she's got a hot girl name.
Okay.
Nikki.
Mm-hmm. It is spelled Nikki.
Oh,
just so you know.
K's, 2 Ks.
Yeah.
Nikki, the worst thing she has going against her is the conch shell. That means she's got terrible taste in decorating.
Okay.
She's got the Florida theme going on. She's probably got a tiki hut somewhere.
Maybe.
But I'm going to say she's hot.
You're going to say hot?
Yeah, I'm going to say she's hot.
40-year-old Nikki, hot. All right. Gio, what do you got?
40-year-old Nikki, St. Pete, single, Was dating a 63-year-old dude at some point, off and on. Conch shell.
How old is he?
63.
Ooh.
Yeah, not hot.
Ooh, I didn't take that into consideration.
Listen, I don't want to put anything in here or whatever. Maybe he's got a lot of money. Maybe he's 63. Looks good. 63 and got a lot of money.
If she was hot, I think she wouldn't be single.
Okay. So you say not hot.
Not hot.
All right, Carmen, we've got hot and not hot. What do you think?
See, the big thing, I feel like once we get into this age range, it's pretty tricky. But the fact that she's wearing a conch shell necklace in her
No.
Oh, it wasn't a necklace.
It was a conch shell that was like sitting there, like one of those big ones, a big conch shell with barnacles on it.
Oh, I thought she was wearing this.
No.
Was she Drew?
Still, I'm gonna have to go not hot. Probably
You say not hot.
Yeah, spend too much time at the beach.
All right. Mike and Carmen both say not, or I mean, sorry, Gio and Carmen both say not hot. Mike says hot. It's up on Bone TV and it's on your phones. Take a look.
Oh, not hot.
Yeah, that's not hot.
That is not what I was expecting.
That is not hot.
That is some real estate on that forehead.
I was going to say that
Holy.
is a really big forehead.
She looks like Patrick from SpongeBob. That is a big forehead.
Nah, yeah. You just got hit with a conch shell.
Oof.
I bet that hurt
My
too.
bad on that one.
Yeah, right?
She put, she put some hate into it.
Yeah.
You know she ate the conch out of it.
Oh.
That's why she had it. She reached right in there and look.
Here are a few things to look forward to in April. I don't know if anybody watched The Handmaid's Tale, but that is coming back.
Coming back?
Yeah, I
like
guess.
a new season?
I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It was very popular.
Yeah, very
but once
popular.
you kind of know the thing, it's kind of over, isn't it?
I have no idea. I didn't watch it.
Oh.
Yeah,
so
I didn't
don't
know how long the
There's a
season
gimmick.
or whatever. Black Mirror is coming back.
Oh,
I'm
new
excited
season.
for that.
Yeah, Black Mirror is really good.
Never seen it. I gotta
Yeah,
watch it.
you should definitely watch it. It's an updated Twilight Zone, is
Yeah.
what it is, and there's some really good ones where you're like, whoa, because
Yes.
we always talk about putting yourself in the situation. What would you do in this situation? Those are all great for that.
So
Why
I-
don't they have White Mirror?
So I saw a show that was similar to that one time,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a girl. I had to be delicate the way I said it. It was a girl and a guy who dated in college for a little while, and he wanted her to use her finger somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, he was into that,
Mm-hmm.
and she was not for it, but she wanted to please her boyfriend,
Okay.
so she did it for him, and then she could not get the stink off of her finger.
All right.
So she was going crazy, cleaning her finger and scrubbing it, and eventually she has to cut her finger off because she can't take it anymore.
Oh,
and that was like one of those Black Mirror shows.
Wow.
Those sort of things stay with me forever. I don't want to watch it.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say she put it down the garbage disposal and just.
I don't know I don't remember how she did it, but she
Oh.
cut it off somehow. Yeah.
And then also returning is The Last of Us is coming back.
Yes.
It's returning.
That was good.
I
Yeah.
watched the I was watching the new trailer not too long ago.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good. I love Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal and that little weird looking girl.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, from Game of Thrones. Some other stuff in April coming up. A lot of sports action. You've got the NBA playoffs happening. The Masters are happening. And, of course, April 20th is Easter.
I watched a little golf this weekend. I
Yeah.
enjoy it. I'm at the age now where I enjoy golf.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I don't even care who's playing. I just like to sit around and have it on in the background.
You should watch on Netflix, Full Swing. It's the docuseries, and it goes behind the scenes with
I
the
feel
different
like I
golfers.
won't like the golfers.
Maybe you won't. Maybe
Yeah.
you'll like some. Maybe you won't like others, whatever. But it's pretty good, and you get to find out about caddies and how much caddies do, and
That I like.
all the different things. They have this most recent season has Scotty Scheffler with his whole thing where he got arrested, and they have that.
That's pretty
there.
good.
And people immediately the day of or next day with his mugshot and free Scotty and all this stuff is hilarious.
Yeah, I like that. I was at Pete's house this weekend, and he was watching golf, and I actually sat there and enjoyed it for a little while.
There was something on ESPN where there's like the golfers playing this big, massive simulator, and the thing spins around.
So
It's some kinda-
that's a new thing that they have where Tiger and like all
Yeah,
those
it
guys
was-
are playing.
it was
and
pros.
it's where they're playing where they hit against the screen and do the thing, and there's teams and they have a certain amount of time and all this stuff. Yeah, it's like a whole new thing.
Yeah, that was kind of fun to watch. And like the green will the whole thing will turn to change the direction of the green where
Yeah,
you
that's
hit the ball
pretty
and
cool.
stuff. It's this massive indoor arena.
Speaking of golf and things turning and changing, it's time to get rid of the golden tee.
Oh no.
I thought we had somebody to fix it.
We don't. Nobody's fixed it. It's been a year. since we got hit by lightning.
I really miss playing the Golden Tee.
Me too, but I'm getting rid of it. As right now, it's just taking up too much space, and nobody plays it. It's facing the other way.
Can we get another one?
I mean, I don't know. Do we need another one? This weekend is Operation Garage Cleanout. I mean, you can have it if you want.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm gonna ask Junk Jockeys to take it.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So, well, listen. You want it in your house?
It doesn't work, right?
It does work.
It does.
What's
The color is it's the video screen has been.
It's an old
damaged.
CRT monitor, and it got hit, when it got hit by lightning. The color it just fried the monitor.
Yeah,
I thought we had an arcade guy.
that was Joe's job.
That
And
was
it's been-
never my
Joe,
job.
that was your
What?
job.
That is not.
You're in charge
that
of the
is-
green room.
Okay. Yes, I agree with that.
I think we should just buy an upgraded new version of Golden Tee.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, but we got to get rid of that one.
All right.
Can't get a new one until you get rid of that one. And we do have that other arcade game that has 9,000 games on it. I mean, we do have something in the meantime.
Yeah. Golden Tee was just fun.
Golden Tee was
It
fun.
really was fun.
Yeah, easy. You know what
Yeah.
you're doing. It's not a bunch of different moving parts. You're like, all right, just hit it that way. Do it. John Brennan said that the Masters is actually on while we're on the cruise. UFC is on while we're on the cruise as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's used to be football used to be on when we were on the cruise. So
Yeah.
gonna have to make some sacrifices.
A judge ruled that pictures and video of Gene and Betsy Hackman's bodies cannot be released to the public. Among those opposing the release was 95-year-old Gene's mother-in-law. His mother-in-law didn't want to.
Yeah,
step
why? Whose business is it that?
What do you mean?
Of getting their bodies?
Your TMZs, they all want that kind of stuff.
I know, but they should side with the people. It's nobody's business.
yeah, but it's
have
internet
some
clickbait.
dignity in death. I know it's public. I know the police have to deal with it. I know all that stuff becomes public record, but there should be some dignity in your death. Let
Yeah.
the poor people die.
Yeah,
For the love of God.
and especially if it's part of your family, you're like, I don't want you seeing my father or grandfather bloated and laying on the floor.
I
and-
also don't want. Yeah, I don't want to turn on TMZ
yeah,
or open my computer and just see Gene Hackman's dead body everywhere.
yeah. Hey, grandkids, gather around. Here's Pap's bloody head or whatever. You know.
I mean, it's one thing if it was a mass murder and it was, something that the police were that heavily involved in, and then it becomes a whole different situation. But this is just a sad case of two old people dying.
How about this? Lincoln Park ain't what they used to be. They had to downsize their Dodger Stadium show in September to the much smaller Intuit Dome. They're also offering $40 tickets to all of their U.S. shows.
No one likes a girl singer.
No.
Not
Unless-
for Lincoln
Wait.
Park. Not for Lincoln Park. I
No, but
mean.
also you don't like a girl singer from a band that had a guy singer and doing that. Like that's too far of a step. You're already probably not going to like the new singer in a band if you like the band so much and then the singer dies. To try and do girl also on top of that. If it's a band and they have a girl singer, if it's No Doubt or if it's this or that, you're totally fine with it. Okay, yeah, they're good. But like even No Doubt, if No Doubt came out and they had a guy singer, you'd be like, or a different girl, you'd be like, no.
It's not Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like Lincoln Park at all.
It doesn't at all. Neither did Chester singing with Stone Temple Pilots.
No.
Didn't work. Those
Horrible.
things just don't work.
Yeah. It's weird.
Start a new band.
Yeah.
Start a new band or get a singer that sounds exactly like the other singer, like Journey.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it.
Or even someone kind of similar.
Yeah.
You
You get somebody who puts off sexy vibes and sounds like Scott Weiland. You could do Stone Temple Pilots.
Well,
don't
and
try to change it.
They have the guy that
Now, yeah.
that sounds
But it's too
like
late
him,
now.
and yeah, because they did a few different things, whatever. But like Alice in Chains went out and they were like, we're gonna try and get somebody that sounds similar to Lane Staley.
Alice in Chains, all he needed was somebody to sound a little similar to Lane Staley because of Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah, they
Jerry
do the
Cantrell
dual
sang
vocal,
so
yeah,
much.
thing.
Yeah, you can make that fly.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think these bands that do stuff like that make me laugh. Like, oh no, everybody's gonna love this. Nobody's gonna love that. Pay attention.
it's got to be so hard. You're like, oh man, I hope this works. Like Van Halen replaced David Lee Roth. David Lee Roth left, and they got Sammy Hagar, and that was huge, and that worked, and people loved it, and they had big hits and stuff.
But here's the thing with Van Halen. I think about this a lot. Probably, how they say that guys are laying around thinking about the fall of Rome.
Yeah.
I think around why the Van Halen switch works so much. And you're going to disagree with me on this. Van Halen wasn't that big of a band before 1984. Now, they were great in the rock and roll community, but they weren't that big of a crossover band. Then when Sammy sang for him, when 1984 came out, Jump was a crossover hit. That was their first crossover hit.
Yeah, so you're saying it, and you're right in the one aspect. They were a big band, but yes, they weren't crossover.
They weren't crossover.
Yeah, they weren't just crossover. And then, 1984 made it more crossover, and then Sammy really
Sammy was able to sing.
Yeah.
And they were able to come up with songs that were actually ballads. They were able to come up with a rock ballad. They were able to come up with melodic songs.
And I would have to imagine when Sammy got in the band and those songs came out, their women viewership of concerts and stuff went up probably 40%.
100%. Yeah. So, and I think that is what on the trajectory up, they made a positive change. Now, don't get me wrong. We all would have kept Dave, but they made a positive change that brought in more people listening to the band. And I think that's why they were so successful. There was another band recently I was thinking about that did make the
well,
swap.
AC/DC made one of the biggest ones.
AC/DC out of desperation, because their lead singer died.
Yeah, when the lead singer dies, that's an interesting thing too as well, because you can't go, oh, you jerks, you got rid. Well, the guy died. What are we supposed to do? Just stop now?
I mean, if you're Linkin Park, you're selling out arenas around the world. You're one of the top rock bands in the world, and now it's just over.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. But also, Linkin Park, was almost like a right place, right time band, because they were a big part of that new sound and that different sound.
They were very nice.
AC/DC was rock and roll. You know what I mean?
And they changed a little bit with the times, whereas Linkin Park is still definitive of that 90s rock.
But if AC/DC changed with the times?
No. AC/DC, no, I'm sorry, I was thinking about Van Halen.
AC/DC just works. It works. The 3 chords, the 4/4, it works.
Can I play something for you that you probably have heard already?
Yeah.
Have you heard Brian Johnson with his band before AC/DC?
Oh,
the
yeah,
Geordies?
yeah.
Listen to how good this is.
Oh, yeah.
This is Brian Johnson
really
singing live. This is from 1975 German TV. I got to tell you, never have I looked at Brian Johnson in any decade, any hairdo, any neckerchief, or anything he's wearing and thought he wasn't cool.
Oh,
he's just always cool.
He's always cool.
Always cool.
And you can hear Brian Johnson AC/DC in there as well, because that's more of a pop song. And then he goes, oh, I'm going to do rock and roll. A little more like this, get it more like that. But yeah, he's great. So this is interesting. John Boyega from Star Wars.
Yep.
He called Star Wars, quote, the most whitest elite space, and said fans have trouble with black characters playing leads.
Well, I don't have the experience that he has in dealing with the fans, so I don't know, but he seemed fine to me.
Were you upset that the black stormtrooper guy was the lead of the...
I was surprised that there was a black stormtrooper, because in my whole life, I was understanding that the stormtroopers were clones, and they were clones of Jango Fett. And when he took his helmet off and he was a little black kid, I wondered how that happened, but I didn't care. I was not, no. I mean, but I don't have to deal with it like he does. He probably got a lot of feedback from people and probably definitely felt not good.
It seems like a lot of people that were involved with Star Wars, any Star Wars, don't like Star Wars.
I think they just don't like Disney.
I
think Disney's the one that pissed them off.
Think about it, though. Outside of Harrison Ford, out of all the people that were in Star Wars, and as massive as a series as it was, Harrison Ford's really the only one to climb out of that and do anything else. Carrie Fisher did some other stuff, but she's Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill did nothing. Like, it probably hurts them a lot. It probably the
so
good
iconic,
outweighs the bad,
yeah.
but it hurts them. I mean, Harrison Ford's the only one. Did you see the video floating around yesterday of Harrison Ford on the subway in New York?
I thought that was fake. I thought maybe he was filming something, but apparently it's real.
First of all,
I didn't see it.
It was him on a subway. He was waiting on the platform by himself. Somebody was videotaping him. I think he can kind of see that he was being videotaped. Then he got on the train and was standing there, and then eventually sitting down, and somebody's videotaping him the whole time, and he's having a conversation with the people around him, and nobody seems too phased at the fact that it's Harrison Ford. But also, you're like, kind of, I would be there, and I'd be like, is this Harrison Ford? Like, I would be able to tell, but not really sure. Like, why would he be on the subway? And the whole thing was a celebrity of his caliber riding the subway is odd to people. I assume it's odd. I just think that, like, I don't like to ride the subway for a bunch of reasons. One, weird people. Two, going up and down the stairs and the thing. You gotta go. Sometimes you have to go 3 stories deep.
Stairs
are my enemy.
Uber Eats, driveways, stairs. You don't like going anywhere.
And it's just so easy to hop in an Uber or a cab in New York. So a lot of the reason why people don't do that is because they don't want to spend the money. And Harrison Ford definitely has the money. So the idea of him taking a subway is a little bit odd.
But then 3 days from now we find out he has a new show, and you go, oh, okay,
that's what I was thinking. Something was being filmed.
That might be true. It was everywhere.
Yeah,
it was everywhere.
Yeah, I saw it on TMZ.
Yeah. Oh, it was on TMZ. That big.
Yeah, it was on TMZ.
My wife would love to be on the subway with Harrison Ford. She loves Harrison Ford. Loves him.
Do you think she would love him if she saw him up close, old man Harrison Ford?
That's funny because I say that because I'll do that. I'll be like, oh my God, he's so old now.
Yeah.
And she goes, I don't care.
This television show with the Baldwins, with Alec Baldwin and his wife and their 7 kids, is really hurting Alec Baldwin for me. I love Alec Baldwin, and is much of an anti-gun lunatic as he is, I still like him as an actor. I think he's funny. I think he's a good actor, and this is making him look like such a cuck. He really is looking really bad. I mean, she's hot, but she's not hot.
And you're also seeing Alec Baldwin like waking up in his worst. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you normally see him all made up in a suit and he's got his hair done, and you're like, hey, he still looks pretty good, even though he's got a little weight on him and stuff, but he looks all right. And he's wearing a nice suit and this and that, but this it's like a tank top, hair all messed up and bags under his eyes.
And you could tell that she doesn't like him anymore.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm 7 kids deep. I could do whatever I want now.
So weird. He was really good on Comedians in Cars with Seinfeld.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
And he's a great comedic actor, but he's a great serious actor on top of that. And he's got the looks. But he's losing all of that with this. I'm losing all respect for him with the way his wife bitches him out.
I can see that. Well, we were talking about Star Wars and that guy, saying people have trouble with black characters and stuff. Another guy who likes to talk about race and different things is Kanye West.
Oh, should we take a break and come back and end this?
We can if you would like to, yeah.
Because I want to play this audio, and it is not for the weak. Kanye uses a lot of language in this that is barely good enough for radio.
I have that, and I have some new music. Before we go to break, though, if you want to just these two other things real quick. The women's Final Four has been set. UCLA takes on UConn Huskies, and defending champs South Carolina face the Texas Longhorns. And then also a Caitlin Clark card sold for how much? Any guesses?
It's not a rookie card, right?
Yeah, it would be a rookie because it was a rookie year. Yeah.
I'm going to say $1 million.
No.
$550.
$366,000.
I tell you, it's gonna be worth $1 million,
which is a record for women's sports cards.
It's gonna be worth $1 million.
Yeah,
that's a great investment.
Crazy,
but she's not the one bringing money to the sport.
Yeah.
It's not just it's not all her.
Yeah, you better start paying other people.
All of us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I had a conversation with my wife about Caitlin Clark. I do still find her weirdly attractive.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
My wife's got a very masculine face. Yeah. I know, but there's something about her eyes and the way she carries herself.
Do you think? Yeah, I wonder if you just saw her in Publix, you'd.
No, I wouldn't be like, wow, she's hot.
No, but
I think there's something interesing looking about her. Does that make more sense?
Bravado.
She carries herself in a way that I find sexy. She's got a air about her that I find to be attractive.
But I wonder if it's because you see the whole situation and the talents and everything, all that.
I'm
stuff,
sure
whatever. Yeah, so it's not necessarily looks.
If I saw that flamingo walking my food up the driveway in DoorDash, so maybe I wouldn't think she was so hot.
She's not even that tall.
Oh,
she's
really?
What, 6'1", I think?
Maybe.
Yeah. If that.
She's got a lot of forehead.
Yeah. And, sorry, but can't hardly wait.
Yeah, she does look a lot like that guy. All right, when we come back, Kanye West did an interview in full Kanye fashion.
Yeah.
That's right, in Klan wardrobe, in a black Klan hood. You've got to see the picture if you haven't seen it. We'll talk about things that they talked about when we come back, and there's a lot of offensive language in there. I'm giving you a heads up now.
Yeah. Also, before he changed into the black Ku Klux Klan outfit, he was wearing a T-shirt, and he had a chain on that had a big giant swastika.
Yeah. Got it. Wow. Got it. All right. Kanye talk when we come back. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. I know in this country we're in a weird time with deporting illegals, and I have to tell you, I'm all for that. I feel like people who have, from this point on, I feel like people who are sneaking in here illegally, I feel that some of them are so desperate to leave their country for a better life, they're willing to risk their life to come here, and it's terrible. They should be given the opportunity like our forefathers and our grandparents and great-great-grandparents were to come over here and make a life for themselves. But they have to do it the right way. They have to do it legally. And I'm talking about Mexicans right now. I'm having some work done at my house. I've never seen people who work harder than Mexican people. All day, all types of weather, for definitely not enough money. Then because they're not getting the money, the company that owns it is getting the money. The work. I had a guy come here last night, and granted, I don't know that this guy's Mexican. I'm just pointing this out. I had a bunch of Mexican workers here. This guy came here yesterday. They called me at 6:00 and said, "Can he come by and pick up some stuff?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, whatever he's going to get." He's working on the generator for my house. I went out there at 8:00 to walk the dogs, and this guy's still out there working by flashlight. By himself, doing all the work. And I thought, that is just something that I don't have in it, and I appreciate in other people. The work ethic that the Mexican people have and the idea to come here and work their ass off to have a better life is something that should be respected more.
And I would imagine that all those guys are of Mexican descent but are legal, U.S. citizens now.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know that they're Mexican, to be honest with you. I'm pretty much.
I'm just saying. I don't want ICE to show up and ruin your generator getting put in.
Listen,
all these Mexicans in my house. I don't know what they're doing.
If they come and seize my property before that goddamn generator's installed, Galvin, we're gonna have some problems.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, I look around my neighborhood. I look at the guys doing the lawn stuff, and I look at it and I go, "This is just a bunch of hardworking people, man. It's in their system, it's in their blood, and they're willing to do what it takes." And I think that it's a bad time for them in this country because of what we're dealing with. But I do have a whole tremendous amount of respect for the Mexican people.
So you would say anybody who comes into this country and works for you, you're cool with?
If they obtain legal entry to the country, okay. Galvin, and then do work for me.
Also, amazing that they'll be out in 90-degree weather with full hoodies and face masks and everything on.
Do you know why?
The sun?
But do you know why that they do that? So I found this out. They wear long sleeves and the hoodies because it works kind of like a scuba suit. When you wear a rubber or what do they call that? The suits that you wear, the neoprene scuba suit. The idea is it lets a layer of water in between your body and the suit, and then your body temperature heats up that water, and that's what keeps you warmer in the water. That's how that works. The opposite works for when you're out on the lawn crew. The sweat that comes off your body creates a cooling layer between your body and the thing, and that's what keeps them cool. Yeah, it's genius.
I don't think so. I've worn a hoodie outside when it's hot. I just sweat and get hot.
Yeah, but it's keeping your body cool.
No, most of those are just SPF protected.
Well, those ones, the big shirts, that they wear the long sleeve, whatever. They're very lightweight. Yeah. Those. Yeah. But I'm talking about when they wear the hoodies and stuff. I'm like, that you're just dying. I mean, you must have been born in such warm climate that even this is like
cool.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I'm fine.
Thank you, Mexican. Gracias, mi amigos de Mexico. Y tu amigos.
You are fluent.
I mean, I don't say fluent, but definitely.
I don't think anyone would
fluid.
Say fluent.
Puto. All right, let's get back to
Kanye. Kanye West says he never wanted kids with Kim Kardashian, but that wasn't God's plan. He said this during an interview that he showed up to wearing a big giant swastika chain and then said, "Let me change real quick," and came back wearing a all black KKK outfit.
Well, he says it wasn't a Klan outfit. So then what was it? I know it was. It definitely was a pointed hat, a robe, and he was talking. When you hear the audio, he's talking through the robe.
Yeah, I mean it 100% was.
What is going on here? What is before we hear the audio? What is going on with Kanye? Is he trying to out somebody? Is he completely mentally gone? Is he trying to prove a point? Is he right about anything?
I think he's completely mentally gone and has been for years, and it's finally catching up to him.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
I can't see nobody. I mean, you can come out and criticize Jews. You can say, I don't like the way the Jews that I dealt with have done business, and I feel like they're working against me. And they don't like. We could say whatever.
Also, not a super smart idea in the entertainment industry.
Definitely not. But you can have an opinion on it. Yeah. And especially when you're a billionaire and you can do things on your own.
Yeah, he's got unlimited money, so he can just do whatever.
Swastika moves you to a next level of hate.
Sure.
Swastika moves you to there's Hitler, and then the names that just come up. That David Duke always comes back up, and then now it's Kanye, which is really weird because Kanye is black.
A guy who does not have the money that Kanye does, that's getting some heat for his merchandise right now, is Glenn Danzig. Glenn Danzig has a shirt out that has the Black Sun on it. Looks very similar to the Black Sun, which was a Nazi thing that they had and stuff. It's, it's like evil and it's like lightning bolts, but it does look a lot like the Black Sun. So it may have been an accident, but.
So back in the day, when people were having, let's say, armies with their radio listeners, if you mock that, I wanted to come up with something that was mocking it. It wasn't being
preposterous.
Real.
Yeah.
So we came up with, I was Cowhead at the time. We had the Cow Klux Klan, which is ridiculous, and it's a joke. It's making it, and I will tell you that Tony Burton had a conversation with me, my super agent, and he said, "You cannot do this." And I said, "Why?" And he goes, it's the joke. It's so ridiculous. And he goes, "I know that because I know, and I listen to the show, and I don't know what this is going to do is people outside the market and outside they're going to see this. It's going to hurt you and blah, blah, blah." And the Cow Klux Klan was disbanded immediately. Never actually started.
All right.
And
like a good idea.
I actually think it was one of the best pieces of advice that I got it. One of the best pieces of advice Tony ever gave me because
sure.
But even though we all get it and we know it was a joke and we know what it was, looking at it from outside, it looks terrible.
Out of context.
It looks terrible.
And people can create the perception they want.
Sure. And
the hoods were never put in the mail.
No. No, in fact, some shirts were made up by listeners that did not have anything to do with it.
Joe still got a couple of them in his house.
That's not true. Yeah. I don't have anything like that.
But I'm saying is that at least somebody in my camp came to me and said, "This is a bad idea."
Right.
Who is there to tell Kanye, "You cannot do this"?
Nobody.
Clearly.
He's on his own.
Because he doesn't listen to anybody. I think anyone who ever has tried, he fires them immediately.
Yeah, and he's self-proclaimed genius, and he knows better, and he's the guy and stuff. He's the one, so he's not going to listen to anybody else.
Yeah.
Now, I gave Carmen the audio. Did you want to play it? Or?
Oh, she could play it.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
So here is Kanye speaking on a bunch of different topics, a bunch of different people, and like Mike said, just a heads up, he does use some language that he can
may find offensive. Kanye doesn't find it offensive, but you may find it offensive.
Right.
No.
There are some bleeps in there, but there's other stuff that is, played through. So.
I think it's important as a news story that you hear this and you hear
in
the
context.
kind of language that Kanye West uses on a daily basis in interviews.
Yeah.
He knows this is going to go everywhere. Go ahead. Before we play it
his
again.
face is covered. That's why it's like
he's wearing a Klan hood.
Yeah.
It's muffled.
He's got a Klan hood on, only it's black.
Oof.
He's got a whole Klan outfit on, pointy hat and all. He looks like Spy versus Spy in the black side. That's that guy around my children for any reason.
Like, he's not touring right now, right? Like, he's not out there and stuff, but he will be again. And I wonder if venues will book him. They will, because they'll make money. I wonder if people will go see him. They will, because they enjoy his stuff, whatever. And then you go to a Kanye concert, and he goes nuts, pulls out a gun, and shoots everybody. At the concert.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, something like that.
That would be weird.
I wouldn't go, no way.
Can you believe that's never happened yet?
Yeah.
That artists have been shot on stage, but the artists have never shot the people. That seems like that should have happened already. I will tell you this. I can't see him ever coming back from this, ever. Like, my wife loved Kanye, but she won't do anything. She won't listen to his music now. She won't have anything to do with him. I can't imagine that he comes back from this, although I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that would support him.
He doesn't really, he's a billionaire. He doesn't have to come back.
Maybe come back is not the right word. I can't see him going forward with new ventures after this. Like, who gets in business with him?
I mean, I don't think he needs anyone. That's
He's got so much money.
That's the other part of it, is he has money. He can put out his own album. And plus with the internet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He can make his own T-shirts. He can make his own website. Like, he doesn't need people to partner with him.
Yeah, I guess that's true. He doesn't need distribution. He can do it all through the internet. I don't know. I can't imagine that if I'm Kim Kardashian, I want my kids anywhere near this guy. I think there's probably enough reason there to prove to a court he's mentally unstable and to make sure that he never has alone time with the kids. You know? I don't know what he was referring to when he was talking about what he went through with his kids and why Jay-Z and Beyonce couldn't use their influence.
Well, because so there was like a custody battle when they split up.
Right.
And he really wanted them to go to his school. He started his own school, Kanye West did. And Kim Kardashian was like, absolutely not.
Way. No way.
Right. And this was during his last breakdown. And I'm pretty sure basically the court sided with her, obviously, as he was doing this, and then she's over here trying to be like, well, I'm the good guy. Still let them see their father because all they want to do is see their father. And I'm, and I don't want them to see But he was like, they're trying to brainwash them. They should be in my school. I want to teach my children.
No.
And no one backed him, basically.
This is Hitler. That's all every day in his school. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
You're cracking me up right now.
What's that?
I'm dying laughing right now. I love you guys so much.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to say it goes deeper than what you see and think in the hip hop industry and the music industry. That's all I wanted to say.
Well, like what really though? Like I do want to know. I just don't really understand it. I'm very removed from the hip hop industry.
We can throw conspiracies out there, but Jay-Z and Beyonce have a lot of power in the music industry, and that's all I wanted to call and say. So
all right.
He has a lot of tweets, a lot of rants about things with his kids, so you're never going to know unless the truth comes out. So
you blame Jay-Z and Beyonce?
No, we blame a lot of other people, but Jay-Z and Beyonce seem to be the ones that are always in the middle of everything. So,
all right, thank you, Carmen. Put one down for against Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah,
never know.
I mean, a lot of people have dropped around them. A lot of people have just kind of stopped wanting to do music around them. They're not. I don't think they're good people.
Who do more people die around, the Carters or the Clintons?
I think that's about the same.
Yeah. Do you think they're running in the same circles?
Oh, yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have pictures of them like all together and stuff like that.
I can't imagine Jay-Z is that much of an intellect that he can hang. I mean, Bill Clinton is a Rhodes Scholar. I can't imagine him and Jay-Z sitting down and having a conversation about anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Bill Clinton's really dumbing it down. I don't think Jay-Z's stupid. I just don't know. I don't know him.
No, you don't. You're saying you don't know him.
Yeah. I mean, he's like part of the NFL. He owns his old record company. Like
NBA.
he's not a dumb guy.
No, I don't think he's a dumb guy. I think there's a difference between an ex-president, Rhodes Scholar, and a guy who's a hip-hop mogul and sports owner. I mean, money gets more money. He's just investing in things. He didn't create the NBA. He didn't create.
No, also, NBA and NFL, they definitely want him involved.
Oh, sure.
That makes it way cooler for them.
Sure. Although I gotta tell you, this runs way deeper than I can handle. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Yeah, this is I was just calling in and say what you were talking about earlier about how hard the immigrants are and how hardworking they are and stuff is absolutely true. And it's pretty much so many of those guys because they're so hungry and they've never had that opportunity. But the problem is that it's just one generation in America, and then they just become fat and lazy Americans like the rest of us, man. I got a brother-in-law who's from Mexico. This guy works 80 hours a week, runs the back end of a restaurant, got a small engine repair place on the weekends, takes odd jobs, everything. His kids watch about 18 hours of TV a day.
Yeah.
It's just once you get here, then you're done. The one thing I have noticed though, it's super cool. The next time you're at Disney World or something, just look around and watch how much smarter the people of color are because they find shade. White people just stand out in the baking sun, just pouring suntan lotion on themselves. But look around the periphery, man. And I work construction, so I've learned.
Right.
And my son recently graduated college, and when it was over at USF, he came outside, and later on, his mom and sisters were like, "How'd you find your dad so fast?" He's like, "I just looked for the shade."
Yeah,
and we looked around, and sure enough, people just sweltering out there, man. Just don't know any better because they never go outside.
That's funny. Thank you. All right, I appreciate it. So you say the Mexicans are okay and they're hard workers, but they're next generation, the first Americans, Fat and lazy.
I wonder if you put on the all black KKK outfit like Kanye, whether that would keep you cool.
The shade? I don't know. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, morning, Mike. I want to talk on the Kanye thing for a second.
Yeah.
I don't think he's anywhere near as insane as he looks. I get why he would be perceived that way. But he's being chewed up and spat out by an industry that kills black people, right? Even Chappelle in one of his stand-ups made reference to a group of people, quote unquote, that are destroying the industry and doing a lot of damage to everybody, and they own everything. Go watch the Chappelle stand-up, the end of it. Whoever they are.
You're saying the Jews are the problem.
You're saying the Jews are the problem, but I'm not going to disagree with you.
I didn't say it. Kanye said it. All right, thank you. Carmen, one against Jay-Z and Beyonce, one against the Jews. Good morning, hello.
They're one and the same.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, sir?
Not too bad. I think at this point, people look at Kanye. I don't think they see him as Kanye's a Nazi or Kanye's a Klansman. I think people at this point just look at Kanye and say, that dude is out of his mind.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when like your old grandpa starts rattling off racist stuff at like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, he's
it's
just
like,
old.
That's people.
Yeah, that's people. You're right. People like Kanye, probably you're right. You probably won't miss a beat because everybody's like, oh, that's just Kanye being Kanye.
Like, there's no legitimacy put to it.
Right.
It's
just
him
Kanye.
saying stupid stuff.
Yeah, you're probably right, sir.
And I mean, I think he needs to stay off his meds as long as possible because this is as entertaining as it gets.
Yeah.
He's bringing so much joy to the people.
I think if Galvin's right, if he can rhyme John Legend smells like mashed potatoes with Barbados, we're in good shape.
Yeah.
It's great. More great things to come from Kanye. All right, we got to take a break. 800-771-1025 are the phone numbers if you need to get through. Phone lines are wide open, but at the top of the hour, we're going to be using them for Ask the Dom. He'll be in here to take your legal calls. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 1025 The Bone. I saw that Hooters is trying to save. Now, there's difference. There's the Hooters, the original Hooters that's in Clearwater, and the couple that they own. And then there's Hooters of America, which is the franchise. One of them is having a hard time staying open. And Hooters of America is now saying, hey, we have done something that is the key to our success. We have concentrated less on the girls and more on the food. I was reading this article. Did you read this article?
I did.
Did you read the article where one night there's a bikini night? Where is that? I'd like to go to that.
I was thinking the same thing. I don't know where this is happening, but it should be happening more often.
I will be completely honest with you. I am a dirty, dirty man, and I like whores as much as the next guy. But when I go to Hooters, all I see are little kids wearing orange shorts. Like, they all look so young to me. They all look like they're my son's friend's age. Like, I'm not going there for the girls. I can recognize beautiful girls when I see them. Don't get me wrong. But I'm telling you right now, if the wings weren't so good, I wouldn't go back to Hooters.
Yeah, I used to get the Hooters to go.
Yeah.
From that place, whatever. Nobody wearing anything, whatever. No. I just want those. Those are good wings.
Yeah. If I go there and my Hooters girl is wearing those orange pants and little zip up hoodie, I'm fine with that. I'm going to tell you that there was a time when I used to go to Hooters where giant breasts popping out of the top of the shirt was the most delightful thing to see. But the truth is, I love me some clam chowder and some steamed shrimp and some chicken wings.
When I was in high school, we would go to the Hooters in Port Richey on the water.
It was beautiful.
All the time.
Yeah.
Because the women were gorgeous, and I was like 16.
The great Gina Weaver worked there. It was one of the reasons I used to go there all the time, just to stare at her.
The greatest thing ever at that age, yeah.
However, now in my old age, I would say it is definitely the food that attracts me more to Hooters than it is the girls. I know that there are guys that like to go there at lunchtime and be surrounded by girls. Sure, if I'm working with a bunch of dirty guys on the job site every once in a while, we'd like to break that up a little bit. But I don't really think that that's the thing holding it together.
No, I don't think so anymore.
I did go to Twin Peaks with my wife in Bradenton, and that was weird because that's like it's like the Penthouse Club almost.
It's out there. Yeah.
It's out there. I mean, each girl's got giant rack on them, and it's being pushed down your face.
Speaking of Hooters, the one on the water there still not
open.
Still not recovered from the hurricanes. I think they're still working on it.
If anything, we should have a benefit for it. It's that Hooters on the water.
It's the all-time
Hooter stock.
Great one. Yeah,
it really was good. I always used to think one day I'll have a dream where I could take my boat to that Hooters.
Yeah,
never happened.
My brother-in-law, we've done that before.
Yeah, my brother's done that too. I've never done it, but I just used to go there. I'll remember the first time I went to Hooters was the original one on Gulf to Bay. I went in there and I was blown away. I was blown away though by the food. I really was. I mean, I'd never had chicken wings before. In 1989 was the first time I ever had a chicken wing from a wing restaurant.
Having just been to Hooters Saturday for the document party, it was awesome.
I will tell you that is a good time to take a boat to a restaurant.
Oh yeah,
you're out on the water all day doing stuff, whatever. Then pull up, and it's end of the day, and you're like, all right, get some food, whatever, and then you just load the boat up.
It's a little bit of pressure when you're trying to dock a boat, thoat.
There's a lot of
girls are watching.
There is a entire. There's probably more, or whatever, but there's an entire YouTube page to boat ramp fights.
Qualified Captain is one of the best Instagrams to watch.
Yeah, because I mean, you get a lot of people that obviously have never driven a boat before or don't know what they're doing, and then trying to back in the trailer, and then they try and put the boat in, but they don't even have it strapped on, and then it's crazy, and then people just yelling at each other. It was my turn. It's like,
or the people that literally just like back their car all the way into the water because they don't know how to do that. I love those videos.
Yeah,
it's wild.
I've been a part of that with jet skis, lowering the jet skis into the water, and the simple pressure of the people in front of you watching you is enough to make you go screw it up.
But if you're good at it, the people that are good at it, it's amazing. They, a guy who's by himself and he gets a boat and 2 jet skis off, all with one jerk of the thing, whatever. And he's like, there you go, it's done.
So my brother-in-laws both have boats, and they drop them in the water in like 30 seconds.
No problems.
Whereas me, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so stressed out right now.
What do I do? By the way, I have some new music for you guys.
Galvin, I am dying to hear your new music. I'm having some real bad stomach problems.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
No. It's like I feel like gas is building up, but I feel like Augustus Gloop right now.
Oh no.
Oh man. I just feel like how I'm usually farting. You guys know.
Yeah, we know.
Right. I can't get it farting today.
You're afraid that something else isn't happening?
No. I feel like the exit way is blocked.
Can you burp?
Yeah.
Joe, take a look. See what these.
No, Joe, stay
I'll
away
do that
from me.
every once in a while. Whenever I got like a little buildup, whatever, I'll just do a bunch of burps. Burp, real quick.
Anyway, let's do new music. Hopefully,
I gotta tell you, this may not help your stomach. This is the first track that's just been released off the first album in 2 years for this artist. Okay, so it's a current artist. Hasn't had an album out for 2 years. This is the first track called Prelude. The new album is coming out on May 30th. I'll give you the information, whatever. But this is the first song you decide to put out from the album.
But not really a band. It's an artist.
It's an artist.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an artist. Take a listen. Take a guess whenever you think you know who it is. Not really singing either. New music on the Mike Calta Show. Here we go.
It's like the intro.
It's like an intro.
This is like the first song off the album. This is the thing, but this was the one that she released. And she's wearing like a couture light outfit and stuff. And
I'm like,
the new album, Something Beautiful, comes out on May 30th. This is the track called Prelude, and it's just her talking gibberish.
Yeah, it's just an opening to the album, so it's not really something you should have released.
But also, she doesn't have she's an amazing singer.
Yeah.
Not a sexy talking voice.
No.
Like, I don't want her reading books to me, or you know what I mean? Like,
hello, kids.
Like when following an image from a train.
Like when following an image to a train.
yeah.
Your eyes can't keep the passing landscapes from being swallowed into endless distance. Like when holding a fistful of ashes, your hands can't save the things that have already been dissolved into air. Like when facing sun through a window, your skin feels warmth, but you can't be in the world that is warmth has made alive.
If you're trying to make me fart, it's going to work.
Yeah,
Keep
right?
going.
This is terrible.
This guy came in like a wrecking ball. Give me that.
Party in the USA.
Right? Like, just stick to what got you to the dance.
Why did they release that part?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So people would be like, oh, this is going to be weird.
Yeah.
I don't know whether she's reinventing herself and it's going to be a weird concept album or who knows.
It sounded like the trailer of like a horror movie that's coming out, you know.
Yeah. That I don't want to see.
Yeah, this fall.
Yeah.
How you doing over there, pal?
I'm doing good.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
not feeling great.
What? You're blocked up?
My stomach, I feel like I have.
You stand up and walk around a little bit.
Yeah, maybe you got to work it out.
Do some knee bends.
Oh, I feel you though.
Do you?
Yeah. My belly hurts.
What is going on?
My belly's gonna hurt though for a couple days.
Oh,
no. Come on.
Not pregnant.
Unclean time.
You guys are the same.
Get it done. Get it done before the cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, it timed up perfectly.
You and Mike have matched your cycles.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
my God, I'm dying right now.
Do you think it's a protein shake? Didn't you just have a protein shake?
Sure.
Yeah. Ugh.
Do you think it's appendicitis?
No, but somebody else brought that up to me.
What?
I
No,
think
it's definitely in my back. Like I feel it. You get gas pains above your ass.
I always think worst case scenario appendicitis. We should probably go to the hospital.
In your back, whatever. It could be kidney stone.
No, it's gas. Like I feel it, and it goes away, and then it comes back, and like right now, I feel a little bit relief.
Yeah.
But then
You
all
ever
of a
do
sudden
that?
build
You
it
ever
right
do
up.
the grab the
Oh,
stomach
yeah.
and push around and try and get it moving?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I deal with I get some of the gallstones.
But now you got to mix in the anxiety of I'm going to try and go to the bathroom during the break, but I don't have enough time. Oh my god! Let me go through these phone calls. Got
That
to
should
clear lines
help.
fast down. Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Wow.
Hey, I was curious how you guys got away with playing that bit this morning with Diddy using the N-word like 30 times.
First of all,
play a song with the N-word.
First of all, it was not Diddy. It was Kanye West. And
Same thing.
it's not a bit. It was an actual news clip of him, an account of what he did in
No,
an interview.
A bit because Mo can't even play a song with the N-word. I'm just trying to figure out how that worked out like that. Did you clear that at a time?
Two things. One, I'm not Mo. And second of all, that is a news story that is not a song, and that is where that happened. So there you go. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Mike Calta?
Nope. Mike Calta Show, hello.
Hi, I had a suggestion regarding Galvin's comments on Kanye West outfit about testing it in the sun. I think you should send Pep App out to test that theory.
I don't listen. I don't want to get Pep
the
App.
outfit.
No, he does not.
Yeah, no, he has.
You have an outfit, Joe?
I mean,
I don't have an outfit
Oh
like
my
that.
God!
Close.
Don't
Not what I
put that
heard.
out
Thank
there.
you.
It's not what I
Come
heard.
on now.
Not
Just because
true.
he's got posters doesn't mean he's got. Mike Calta Show, hello.
That's historical significance, Michael.
I understand. Hello.
Hey, Mike.
Hi.
I had a suggestion for your gas. Get down on all fours and put your butt in the air.
Listen, lady, if you're
Like
trying to get me,
natural
if you're trying to get me in sexy positions, just all you have to do is ask.
What they call it, the downward dog?
Downward facing dog.
Yeah, it works. I'm telling you, because I have horrible gas pains too. I know that's not sexy, but it works.
I mean, it's kind of sexy. It depends on what the rest of you looks like. I don't think it's. I don't think. I mean, she knows how to relieve her own stomach
Listen,
pain.
I'm telling you, I don't care if this is Penelope Cruz on the phone. If she's got gas pains and she's down on all four,
If
don't
Penelope
look at
Cruz,
me.
if Penelope Cruz got down and was like, Calvin, I need your help, you would help her. Yeah, thank you, Punk, and I will try the downward dog, and I will see if it works. I mean, it really, it hit me out of nowhere. Oh,
Well, I also saw a thing for like babies where you put them on their back and you put their legs in the air and you kind of circle them around.
Get on your back, Mike. Let me grab
And,
your
then,
legs.
and then you push their feet down.
Yeah.
They bend their knees and they get in like a squat position, but on their back, and it like gets everything out.
so can I just be completely honest with you? This is a little grosser than probably you expected. No,
I
no.
mean, come on.
We've come so far.
It's by the way, I had a little bit of relief. It went away for a second and I feel so wonderful now. Like I was dying 5 seconds ago.
It's out now? Or?
No, it's just moved. It's traveled through my
Okay.
body. Yeah. I have not pooped probably in like 4 days.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, it's not good. Right? Because I went away on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, today's Tuesday. Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, you need to go see somebody.
Yeah.
You're impacted,
I know.
Michael.
I know.
You know,
Especially
we don't want that.
Out of nowhere, you're getting like severe abdominal pains.
Well, it's because of my diet. Because I'm eating no carbs and I'm eating high amounts of protein. So it's creating this gas buildup because I got to get rid of it. But it's not.
Are you eating any roughage? Are you eating?
Yeah, I am. I am. It's
Not
Don't-
enough.
Listen to me. Don't sink our boat. Don't ruin the cruise because you get on the ship and then all of a sudden, kaboom!
I'm feeling it right now.
Oh boy.
I'm feeling it right now. Mike Calta Show, though.
4 days.
Maybe 5.
5.
Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Nope. Oh, I thought it was medicine man. I'm sorry. There you go. Back there. You're back there. Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Oh, See, now it's screwed up. Mike Calta Show low.
Hey, there's a major gas leak in my neighborhood, Mike Calta.
All right, I give up.
That's what you want.
Well, there's a full board of phone calls. I can't determine which one's medicine man.
I'm gonna walk into Mike's room on the cruise, and Bobby's gonna be holding his feet. Walking. Is that what you think?
Rubbing my belly. All right, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna try to go to the potty.
Oh boy.
Dom will come in the studio. Mm-hmm. If you have a question for Dom, and only that, not you, Medicine Man, get on the phone lines now, 800-771-1025. Carmen, can you get the phones handled?
Yep.
Thank you. We'll take a quick break.
Good luck.
800-771-1025. Ask Dom is next on 1025 The Bone. Dommy in the studio with Carmen.
I'm right here, buddy. Good morning.
How are you doing?
I am fantastic. I'm getting ready for next week.
Yeah.
And yesterday in felony court, you'll like this story. A couple lawyers were kind of arguing. We were in line for the judge to call, and they were arguing about something. I really wasn't paying attention, and I kind of drifted in. I'm like, "What are you guys arguing about?" And all these other lawyers had this look on their face, like it's getting kind of intense and serious. And I kind of know everybody, and I don't really know what the hell they were arguing about. And I looked at them and go, "Hey, you want to solve this? We do shots, and whoever's standing wins." And everybody kind of loosened up. And a guy looked at me, one of my colleagues, said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "That's cruise, Dom, baby."
Oh, you're in cruise mode.
And it kicked out yesterday, and then everybody kind of lightened up a little bit. And for those of you that haven't experienced cruise, Dom, I stopped counting how many cruises I've been on, Mike. I don't know, 15, 13, 14, I don't know, something like that.
Now, who is going on the cruise with you?
Mamas,
yeah.
David and Shafia Singa, my daughter, Gabby, possibly one of her friends, and then I have still one other spot that I'm trying to fill because my son has a hockey tournament that weekend and a soccer tournament because of the storms.
Why isn't the hot wife going? That's what I want to know.
Because she's got to take Boozer to the games. She got to go to the rink, and then she's got to take him to. And this
That's
same
what
thing.
Mamas is for.
Mamas is on the boat already.
Oh,
she's on the boat. Same thing happened last year, just in reverse. Gabby couldn't go because of her entertainment review and some theater and a few things with school. So Alicia had to stay back with her. And then this year it's the same thing, just opposite with Dom. So
I feel like even though his girlfriend is going, we should let everybody know that your daughter is how old? 13, 14?
She's 14.
Yeah, let's let Dizzy know that in advance.
I
feel like we should just put that out there.
Dizzy and I will have a conversation, Michael, in international waters.
Yeah, I don't want to have a conversation with Dizzy where you're holding his head under the water.
Yeah,
So
I will just be very, very clear with it. With the Gabs is 14.
Yeah.
And there will be international waters. A lot of fun things can happen, and a lot of bad things can happen.
Wouldn't say
too.
that all in the same sentence. Yeah. If you got a question for Ask the Dom, get on the phone lines now. 800-771-1025. Good morning. You're on Ask the Dom. What do you got?
Yeah. Hey guys, great show. Dom, I wanted to personally thank you for reaching out to me. It was about 3 weeks ago. You probably remember me. My name's Mike. I was going through a probate where my fiance was diagnosed with cancer and ended her life.
Yes, I remember, Mike.
Yeah, Drew Gracie, great. He reached out, so I followed your advice. I just walked away. My issue now is my bank. I'm up to $102,000 in forged checks, so I'm trying to find a lawyer, I guess, go against the bank. So any suggestions you can offer up would be great.
Well,
I think it's 102,000. Yeah.
If you call Drew, he might have some folks that he works with in the probate sector that can do that. If not, Dave Singa, who I just mentioned, that's going to be on the cruise. You want to get to him before next Thursday. His office does debit collections and credit work, and that's a Singa law group. So if you just send me another email, we can send you over to Dave. Outside of maybe,
fantastic! He's Drew's right. His office is right down the street from my house
in Dunedin.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I live over in Crystal Beach, so I was like, oh, I know. I talked to this guy. But yeah, that's where I'm at, and my bank claims that they only investigate 2 years. I looked the laws up. Forgery's forgery. Fraud is fraud.
Well, again, that's also going to be something for the state attorney's office. So the economics crime unit over at the sheriff's office can have an investigation. You can parlay that into the intake division at the state attorney's office over there, and you can still go that route. Now, you don't need a private lawyer, a civil lawyer for that, because when you hire these other lawyers, it's going to cost you money. These other, the criminal aspect of it, you're a taxpayer. So law enforcement is charged with investigating crimes, And whatever that investigation yields on a CRA, which is a criminal report affidavit, will be sent to the state attorney's office. And then again, you're a taxpayer. These folks are government entities. They're going to look into whether or not they can prove an element of charges beyond a reasonable doubt, whether it's a misdemeanor or a felony, and then you can go that rate. So you don't have to spend your good money on a civil lawyer because you're going to have to hire, whether it's Mr. Singo or maybe somebody affiliated with Mr. Gracie and that network, versus having the government official folks look into whether or not a crime has occurred, and then you can be refunded through that process called restitution, as the assistant state attorney assigned to the case would then, in essence, be your lawyer as you're a victim of a crime. So you can get monetary compensation both ways, just two different avenues to do it.
Okay. Well, my main reason to call was to let everybody know out there, when you do say that you do reach out, and you guys did a fantastic. You got me through some hard times, and I want to personally thank you on air and let everybody know that, yeah, when you say you guys are going to reach out, you did it. And thank you. I'm forever in your debt.
What about me? I brought you guys together. Nobody says thank you to me?
No, I always love you, man.
All right.
I love you in a non-gay way.
Oh, I mean, gay it up if you have to. All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Glad it worked out for you. Phone lines open 800-771-1025. Good morning. You're on with Ask the Dom. What do you got?
Hey, good morning, Mike, and thank you for having this segment. And Dom, thank you for doing it. I have a DUI question that happened this Saturday evening in a private property parking lot. I don't know. I've never been through it. This is the first time ever. I hit a car that was sticking out
allegedly
of a parking spot. Allegedly, right. I was trying to put my seatbelt on. I hit the back of the truck. I stopped the car. I got out. I went in the restaurant, tried to find the owner. The owner was not there. I put my number there. Somebody told me, well, you need to get a cop over here. So I go and get somebody to help us. And it really didn't help us. I ended up getting arrested. And I'm trying to find out what I should do. I have a lawyer I think I'm going to go see today, but I don't know where to go from here.
Well, you should have went right to this guy to ask the Don to help you out. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, you can meet with lawyers and talk with them, which you like. That's fine. You know, so the issue is whether or not you made any statements, waived your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, and made any admissions that you were operating a motor vehicle. The interesting thing here is you potentially don't have a wheel witness, so somebody that actually saw you driving. Now, in essence, you seemingly attempted to do the right thing. If you did allegedly make contact with the vehicle, say, hey, I don't want to leave, and because that's leaving the scene of an accident with property damage, so that's a different crime in and of itself. So you're kind of boxed in a little bit there on really what route to go. However, this is a unique set of circumstances and facts. Now, did you blow?
Well, can I tell you how that happened? He told me if I didn't, I would lose my license for a year. So I did blow, yes.
Well, that is true, but you know the way and the manner in which they tell you there might have an issue under a Fourth Amendment unlawful search and seizure in the sense that if it's true. You know, law enforcement officers are not obligated to explain to you all the nuances of a hardship driver's license or a BPO business purpose only license or a temporary driver's license. What they read is the implied consent, which is always it's on the back or the bottom of your driver's license. So but the manner in which they articulate that sometimes can draw against the line as to whether or not you acquiesced to police authority or you did something involuntarily. So we won't know that until you see the videos, the body cam and all of that. Did you do the field sobriety exercises?
Most of it, yeah.
All right, so you're doing everything. Do you have any prior DUIs?
No, I don't even have a speeding ticket.
All right, so you're doing everything that I predominantly tell people don't do. I mean, so I don't, so you have a lot of evidence that you've created against yourself that we have to sort through, in addition to potential admissions. So, the only way I can know specifically was after you go have the meeting with the other lawyer is fine. Don't tell me the county because you're on live radio and I don't want folks to know who you are or where it is. So don't say that.
Thank you.
Call the office later. After your meeting, and then we'll have a conversation. Say, hey, I called this morning on the DUI, and then we'll chat. I'll be in the office all day today, with the exception I've got a mediation this afternoon, but I'm still in the office. They do all those damn things by Zoom. It kind of sucks. I like to do it in person, but everything's in Zoom now with that. But call me, and then just fill me in on the stuff we can't talk about live on air, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I don't. I appreciate that so much. I'll get a hold of you later this afternoon, and Thank you so much for having this segment, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah, that'll teach you for doing the right thing, huh? You were like, I'm going to go inside and be a good man. Now look at the trouble. You should have just took off.
Well,
yeah, no, I don't know, man. But
no, you did the right thing. You did the right thing.
Yeah, that's the Calta justice right there. We got to do the disclaimer.
800-771-1025. Good morning. You're on with Ask the Don. What do you got?
Hey, how are y'all doing today?
Good. What do you got, buddy?
Want to ask. I was driving down the street and a bus was right next to me, or it was about 2 car lengths in front of me, and he pulled over and the signs came out as I was passing it, and I got a ticket on those side of the cameras, buses. Should I pay that, or is it like a red light camera?
Yeah, it's one of those new things now. They've got the cameras on the buses now, so you can request that video and you can kind of
Wait a second. Explain this to me. Your cameras on city buses?
School buses.
School buses. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you pass the school bus, where you're not supposed to pass it, they'll get you.
Yeah, so it's a safety factor for the kids that the county's implemented that tries to stop folks that are accelerating past a stopping school bus when the stop sign comes.
I like it.
Yeah, so you can.
Well, the question I have is, I was only 2 car lengths behind the bus. The bus literally changed lanes. It's a 3-lane highway, a concrete barrier, and then another 3-lane highway. So as I would have had to slam on my brakes because I watched the video. I would have had to slam on my brakes and cause an accident because there was cars behind me to stop for the bus.
Well, you can contest that ticket just like you can contest any citation. And what you have here, sir, is an argument, what I call totality of the circumstances, which means that you have to bring to the court's attention the certain facts that were in play on that particular day that caused you to drive in the conduct and manner that you did. So the defense is called necessity. So, for example, if you didn't have enough time, or you were in a certain location, or they changed lanes, or you didn't anticipate, that is an affirmative defense to the ticket. That had these intervening factors not occurred, right, then you would have had no problem stopping and complying with the traffic control device, which would be the stop sign on the school bus. But those arguments have to be articulated potentially through counsel, if you will, with your assistance on the stand to the court as to why this particular issuance of a citation wouldn't qualify as a violation for you based on the totality of the circumstances on that particular day, time, and instance. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Well, there you go.
It's a $225 ticket. Should I pay it or hire a lawyer?
Well, these are questions that you have to address in front of a mirror. I can't tell you that. If you want to spend more potentially in hiring a lawyer, but you feel that you didn't do anything wrong or couldn't control the circumstances, well, then that's your answer. If you don't want to potentially spend more, because again, a lawyer's not guaranteed that you're going to win or lose those damn things. So you can hire a lawyer at X cost and still be found guilty by the court and still have to pay court costs, fees, and fines. So you have to weigh what your interests are based on the circumstance. Now, you can still email me, send that over. Jeff Reynolds does that for the firm, for the network. And you can talk with Jeff. He's not going to charge you to chat with him. You can kind of figure out what your options are. You got nothing to lose but maybe 5 minutes of your time chatting with a lawyer. But I can't tell you which way to go. That's a decision you have to make, or your family has to make, or your budgeting.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good luck to you, buddy. Thank you. A couple of minutes left. If you want to get a call in, 800-771-1025. Dom, did you hear what happened with me this week?
No, Mike, I didn't.
I got I'm fine. I got a toll violation letter in the mail, and turned out it was for my son's car, which I never put a Sun Pass in, and never associated his license plate with my account. Therefore, we have 3 years worth of toll violations equaling $1,791. I tried to call Sun Pass, and the wait time was 188 minutes.
Yeah.
That's impossible to get through.
Yeah.
So I was going to talk to you today, but thanks to the suggestions from our listening audience, I was able to associate his license plate with my transponder, and it knocked about half the price off, and knocked it down to a manageable fine payment. And it turned out it was not even that big of a fine. It was just a culmination of 3 years worth of tolls. So actually,
who'd you talk to?
Nobody. I talked to listeners. I opened up the phone lines so I can complain, and the listeners were inundated me with knowledge on what to do. Some were extreme. Some said that they can't enforce it. Some was like some said it was a Chinese-owned company and they can't enforce it and don't bother doing it. I will tell you this: I don't know what the truth is there. I'm never going to not take care of the bill that I have, but I will tell you that it went on rather long, considering I've registered that car 3 times in the amount of time that I've owed that money, and they never held it back on me.
So, well, how did you address the situation? Did you contact the toll authority, or you're just going?
I went online. I went online and I associated my son's license plate with my transponder.
Okay.
Which then did, in fact, take about half the price off because now he is a SunPass customer, and then I just paid the remainder of that bill.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Versus having me and Mama's do it for you, and I could have gone in and talked to the toll authority for you and possibly had you pay zero.
I know. Well, zero would have been really nice.
So wait, let me just, Carmen, walk me through this for a second. So Michael, in his infinite wisdom, was listening to the listeners,
yes,
the and their legal prowess,
right,
and says, "All right, I'm going to act on this, and then I'm going to tell Dom what I've done." In my incitement and enthusiasm.
I am a man of dignity, and I knew that I did, in fact, owe that money, so I did pay the money that was owed.
Well, it's not that. I mean, it probably wasn't going to be down to zero. I mean,
right.
But yes, I mean, we could have fashioned it in a way where
maybe negotiated it down a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as you're happy, that's the most important thing.
I'm happy.
But the fact that I know things last, which is I usually know things last around this building.
Right.
So I'm not really surprised.
Well, you're too busy hiding out in your office over there. That's the problem.
Well, that's not true. I was in court yesterday in felony court, and I've got hockey tonight. You want to find me? I'll be in the courthouse or be in the ice hockey rink. I was just chatting with Olivero about it this morning. I'm trying to get him on my team. Transfer him from Wesley Chapel to Oldsmar.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's fun times. But got a game tonight. You should come watch me.
You're insane.
Yes, but I've lost 10 pounds. Get my
core
going.
What do you think? Because you're sexier, that's going to get me out there to watch you?
That's a question for Pumpkins or Carmen.
Not for me.
Mike did say the other day, he goes, I want to go see Dom play hockey. Does anybody know how much he weighs right now?
If he doesn't get to a certain weight, I don't know where I'm going. No, I said I want to go watch Dom play hockey. Like I want to put nails in my eyes. That was the continuation of that.
A couple of my buddies play for the Ice Holes, and I go and watch them play hockey, and then I go to Top Shelf and I drink.
That's why. You just want to go to Top Shelf and you want to
go
drink.
have a beer, hang out with my buddies.
Right.
They won that championship. I was like, oh, hey, cool.
Yeah, that's all you want to do.
Now, why don't you play, Gio?
Oh, come on. We know it. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I've never...
Uncoordinated.
Yeah. I've tried skating like twice in my life, and it was both ended miserably.
This guy couldn't even ride a scooter.
No. Yeah. Being in a room with top athletes all the time is also
intimidating.
Very intimidating.
I understand.
Do we have a large enough ship where they have an ice skating ring on it? I know there was.
I believe we do. Yes.
Real quick.
Show last year.
I don't know why Gio brought me into that whenever he took a shot at the rim and stuff. There is not a sport I couldn't beat you in.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'll take action on that.
There is not a sport I couldn't beat you in.
Oh, I'll definitely take action on that.
What do you got?
Volleyball.
I'd crush you. Real volleyball or pool volleyball?
Oh,
yeah,
pool
exactly.
Volleyball.
Didn't you say last week you can't play basketball?
No, I haven't played for a while. I'd still crush either of you.
This is fantastic. There's the basketball hoop on the cruise. Right there's an ice skating rink on the cruise.
The most delusional guy I've ever met.
There's volleyball on the boat.
How so?
I say we do a challenge.
How so?
I can play horse.
You think you can crush me in any sport?
Yes.
I disagree.
Name a sport. I just said that, and you were going to go with water volleyball, but whatever. If you want to pick another one, let's go ahead.
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
baseball.
Exactly. I said all sports. I said for you to name one, you can't name one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Running, I'll give you. Running.
That's it?
Right.
That's it.
How about wrestling, Mike?
I'd be willing to box you.
Okay.
Okay.
Very big of you to concede running.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you.
I mean, he practices a lot.
Arm wrestling?
That's not a sport.
Gio, you feel the same way? You feel that Galvin could beat you in any sport?
Well, yeah, Galvin runs and stuff.
So you also concede running?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I could beat you in any sport.
You think you could beat me in any sport?
100%.
Okay.
What about the slapping sport? We
it's
just slap the crap out of each other.
That's not a thing. Trickle down effect. Yeah. I beat Gio, Gio beats you.
I beat Joe.
You beat Joe.
Right.
Carmen's in there somewhere.
Carmen beats me. I beat Joe. Yeah.
I beat you guys on some of the stuff.
I feel like the loose knees factor in at a point.
Carmen beats both of you guys on a lot of stuff.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm still after Galvin in all of this.
Right. No.
100%.
That's not true.
The only college.
I could box you.
College
I could beat you.
athlete. Oh, okay.
I watched Carmen try to outrace Saquon Barkley at the NFL Combine.
Yeah. And guess I did make it from one end to the other.
Yes.
What did you do? Stand there and videotape me, guy?
I did not want to do
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
She hit you with a guy.
You didn't do nothing.
Nothing.
I'm the one that said I'm in a room with athletes.
I know, but you took a shot at me when it was supposed to be directed at Mike.
And you said it very sarcastically.
Yeah,
I know
that's
what you were
open to
saying.
interpretation. I was complimenting the room.
I still feel like one of the most skilled athletes in the room.
I'll beat you at push-ups, Gio.
What's that?
I'll beat Gio at push-ups.
Yeah,
true.
He beat us all at push-ups.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
He already played this. He thinks we forgot that he did
Right.
the push-up thing.
No, he's declaring.
Yeah, he's trying to do the hustle thing.
He's already got Galvin to reverse one sport.
That's not a sport.
That's a competition.
Hey, does anybody want to get tickets to go see an old man do push-ups?
No one.
OMPs?
Yeah.
You guys want to go see OMP live in person?
It could be the wave of the future. You don't know.
And the sport is entertainment. That's not entertainment.
Not trying to be the best at exercising.
Okay.
Thank you, Kenny Powers.
All right. Anyway, Dom, hockey tonight.
Hockey tonight, Mike, and then the show tomorrow is we have Tampa City Councilman Joe Citro is in studio, along with a first responder, Dave Garofalo, captain over in Pasco County. We're going to be talking with first responders and some wonderful charities to mention. American Lung Association associated with our first responders. We've got the Daniel J. Cavallero Foundation. That's, of course, Bill Sansoni's foundation. That event is scheduled for next Monday, which is a wonderful cause, and he wrote that book, that all the proceeds go to that event. That's going to be on Monday. I sent an email, a text inviting everybody. If you guys can make it next Monday, that'd be just fantastic if you guys can put that in your schedule. And then the last thing is the Incredible Duck Race for the Kiwanis Club. That's where they dump all those ducks in the river.
I love that.
And it's that's happening April 19th, 2025. That's over at Curtis Sixon Park, and the first duck that wins the prize money, and then but all of it really goes to a wonderful charity through the Kiwanis Club. So a lot of charity events. I'm trying to get everybody in before the cruise because there's a lot of stuff happening in the spring. So it's going to be a big show tomorrow night, and then next week, the week of the cruise, I actually will be on Tuesday because there's a lightning broadcast Wednesday night. So it's going to be a double dose of Dom next Tuesday. And then right after the show, I'm going to do the show for 2 hours. Right after the show next Tuesday, I'm going to invite Kelly and Spike to come with me if they want to join me. And I'm going to go right to the rink because I got a 10:15 game.
Kelly still works here.
Kelly still works here. Spike still works here. I'm going to invite me.
Who would have thought Kelly would outbeat Spanish?
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, who won that in the pool? Didn't you guys have who had that in the pool?
I don't really know. I don't think anybody had Spanish. I think he
still works here.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. He still works there. He still does said weird.
Oh, that is correct. That's right.
Yeah.
Still affiliate with the station. So, and then I'm going to, so we're going to invite the cast, and I mean, it's late. I know you guys have to get up early, so some of these games are at 8, 9, 10 o'clock. This is a later one. But,
I'm in bed by 8:05.
Well, I'll see if I can get video for you. So
Please, I'll be waiting to hear.
Well, I mean, it'd be fun, and to hang out, and we can
Can they
do
move
some
it-
shots on the cruise.
Can they change the time to like noon?
Now we're talking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have to take a day off work. Sure,
Just
I
throw
can-
it out there and see if
Day
what they
hockey
say.
would be great.
Yeah.
Day hockey would be fantastic.
You know what? Why don't we do a little hockey on the cruise? If they've got the rink there, why don't we all go down there? You get a team of like 3-on-3.
I'd be
and we
better
just
at Galvin in hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's
For
just
sure,
get out there
brother.
and skate, have some fun, screw around. We'll do some drink. You guys, it's cruise Dom time. I mean, gee, I don't see you. You're at your house. I'm here in the station. I don't get a chance to hug and see you guys all the time.
It's been so nice.
Carmen, this is the love I get.
Listen,
She
every
knows.
day, Dom. It's the same for me.
We are 1 month and 5 days approximately away from my sweet 16 with the show with Big Mike. Sweet 16.
Let's get through the cruise first.
And this is how I'm treated.
Carmen said she's going to bake you a cake.
Yeah, Carmen, Cake?
Cake. I will make you a cake.
No, I'll be legal to drive.
On dates, I'll make you a date cake.
Hey, listen, I was on the phone earlier with your man. Don't get him upset at me now. I was talking to him coming in now.
Oh, why did he get in trouble?
Oh, no.
No. Some fun things with the high school, Chamberlain High School.
Get caught with a couple of them high school kids?
No. I got to take care of the Chiefs, baby. I know it's the Storm, but I still call them the Chiefs. So, no, just
Oh, yeah, Dom's your alumni are there, right?
Alumni and Captain Garofalo, who's going to be in tonight, who is the fire captain of the year, also Chamberlain High School. So one of my good buddies is going to be in studio. So it's going to be tomorrow night for Wednesday night.
All right. Well, if you didn't get through today, you can always call them in the office, 813-251-5550, or go to AskTheDom.com. Dom, thank you. Good seeing you.
Thank you, guys. Great seeing you as well.